Hello, my people. Good evening from my location. Good morning. Depends on your line, on your time and your location. Also, good afternoon. I greet my Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba Njoko of the United States of Biafra. I also greet my President, Mazi Nnamdi Okukano, the President of United States of Biafra. Then I greet the current Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Chief of Staff, and the acting Deputy Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. I greet you. I greet all the commanders and all the generals of Biafra Army in the 40 states of United States of Biafra. I greet you all. Moisa from here. Then I greet all the Biafrans, lovers of freedom, haters of freedom, the rebel in the midst of us that are going to see how we succeed by force. And for them, they will cry, had I know we come for their head. I greet you all from here. Moisa. Yes, my fellow Biafrans, I greet everybody. I salute you. No quick, whenever I say, man, coach, yazre. So I greet you all once again. So please, we are live and we are direct. Sorry for coming late a little bit, but I will applaud you as you join me right now. Please, may you like and share the program so other people know that we are live and we are direct to do the needful, to continuously doing our exposition so we may know exactly what we are passing through and what we are about to face. Lot of things are involved. It's not a child's play. What we are about to pass through, it's not a child's play. We want to pass through from the very tight corner because of what the world has turned into. So the people of Biafra must know exactly and what the world has in mind for us. But before we go in, we want to thank Chowore for his efforts. We not remain adamant as if we don't understand what he is doing. To him, the other side, I want to tell you that the level of where Mazdan Kano is, Nigeria government, with their evil plan, did not mean well for him. They want to use Mazdan Kano to play politics. Exactly, nothing more than that. They want to use him to play a very big politics. But one thing must happen. One thing will stop it. And what will stop it has already been there with us. Our real declaration, our effective government, our permanent population, our defined territory, the effective of government that can be able to enter into relationship, sign treaties and contracts, no matter how the world seems to remain adamant. No matter how the world seems to remain adamant, we must stand strong. We must save the of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's in our hand to save his life. Believe you me. To save Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's life is in our hand. Not in any politician, other one's awareness. Nigeria government who kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu know that a time like this will come. Have you ever think of what could make Nigeria government to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The sufferness, the stress, the time, the thinking they put in will lead them to say no to international law. They decided to go to Mazen they can break international law. There is one thing I want you to know from today. Despite that some countries, some organizations are talking about what we are passing through, they see it as internal affair of Nigeria. That is why they are not openly pumping into the matter. When you, if you are in my shoes, or you are the one seeing what I'm seeing, the things I'm reading, and the things I'm to Biafran people. That is, I am talking from an experience of things that I read and things that happened to other peoples in the world. That is from where I'm talking. That is from where I'm saying. That is from where I'm bringing things I am reaching out for you to know. That is why what we are doing here, we are not here to play. We are here to educate ourselves in every outright of what we are into. So when anyone plays out without someone coming to tell you, we say, oh, I have already understand this is where this game it is. Where Mazen Nandekano is, hey my God, is where people like Nelson Mandela, Maghandi, Rahiman of Kenya, of Kenya, and many of them. That is where he is. The only time you will understand what I'm saying is when you go back to my previous program and find out what released Mazen Nandekano. Then you may understand me very well. But if you never come across those things, you will not understand me. Honestly, these facts that I want you to know this evening. These are the truth I want you to know. When you see the reason, when you have followed the history of those who have fought to their freedom to level where we are right now, then you must be strong. But if there is any other awareness, any other pressure that is coming, we will welcome it. What Omoyo lecturer is trying to do is to create more pressure, more awareness about Mazen Nandekano. That is what he's doing. They call it pressure, political pressure, awareness. And that is also what we draw attention. So this is bad. No, it's very good thing that all the women in Biafra who want Mazen Nandekano out, who happen to be in Nigeria, must join that protest. Because protest is another way of making intention being known, what people want. So even Nigeria country in the beginning recognized protests, but because of the issue of the Biafran people, that is why they told you if you come out to protest, they will sentence you life imprisonment. That is why they amended the law because of the Biafran people. That is why Nigeria amended their law, add more law of protest. It's just because of you and I. Because of our what? Our outrights from Nigeria. That is the only reason Nigeria started to amend their law and told you that if they catches you, if you are doing protest, that they are going to sentence you life imprisonment, that you are going to be there for so many years. It's not because of any other person. It's just because of the Biafran people. It's just because of what we are doing. Nothing else, nothing more than that. That is why Nigeria is amending their law. That is why they are adding more law on top of the one they have that is not even working. So they want you to scare people away. I want one thing. No amount of protest, no amount of noise that will move Nigeria. Nigeria is like South Africa. When Namibia is seeking for their freedom from South Africa, South Africa ignore all the noise, ignore all the warning, ignore everything that in the international world that the UN sent to them, and they ignore it until after good 24 good years before they will finally succumb to that. It took Namibia in Africa that are going to play match today with Egypt. 24 good years for them to get their independence from South Africa. Then for the Biafran people, we have wasted 59 good years from the day of till our own day of 2025. This is 59 good years. You will hear how the world see us and the record they are keeping for us. They are not taking us serious. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, like I told you, is in our hand. This is pure truth I'm giving to you, fact and figure. How? By we supporting, fully support United States of Biafra government. For the government to also do everything humanly possible to break the camel back, to break that yoke, to emphasize on the things that will draw attention of the world. Evidence, record video evidence of inhuman treatment that is melted on the Biafran people. I must tell you the truth. When you go far, when I have went far and research and come back, I said, wow. Even there is one after when I see, I will just remain silent for like over 20 seconds. I will just be meditating. What is going on? What is happening? Why is our own cases like this? These are the things that always come into my mind. These are the things that when I sit down, I rethink. I begin to ask questions, time without number. Different people. Everything that we are seeing, Nigeria have their plan. I will prove to you the plan of Nigeria. Not the North see that they are the one who handed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu over to Tinubu. That Tinubu will go for his 8 years tenure, come out, and handed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu over to them if he's alive. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is alive, they want Tinubu to hand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu over to him. And they also warn him that releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will jeopardize his second tenure. And you know that Tinubu value his second tenure more than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tinubu in question value his second tenure more than the last 4 years of his tenure. He values it more than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Nigeria integrity right now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that they must keep Nigeria one. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one Nigeria you are hearing. The upholding integrity of so-called Nigeria is on the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That between, listen, Peter Obi is a scam and is wasting his own time again. After Tinubu marched into his last tenure, they will pass the country, their president, over to North. Then it will continue. They say that only what will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is when he's no longer alive, but God forbid. You pure truth that I want you to know, because we will play some videos so you will connect the dot by yourself. When after listening to Alan Smith, I concur with one thing he told me privately, that the Biafran people focus on our internal affair more than what will give us the Biafra. That the rebel in the midst of us, that we focus more on the rebel more than what will give us Biafra. That they see all these things, they know that there is a sabo everywhere, that all these things is what is internal affair. That the world are not looking for our internal affair. They are looking for the seriousness of what we preach in social media, how we drag Nigerians in social media. This is what they value much, more than any other thing. I must say the truth from my findings. The world valued how we are bringing evidences of what Nigeria, the inhuman treatment that Nigeria is giving to people. That is what the world values so much. You will hear something this evening. Just calm down, don't rush. After we have shared our program, then you hear something this evening. So you may know why we are here and why we need to. The world will see us see, we are doing our internal affair more than presenting the happening and why we want to go away. They said there is no evidence for all the things that IPOB was claiming. There is no video evidence. There is no documented evidence. Only carrying placards, stand on the road, writing hashtag, writing protest. That is all that we are doing. You heard from Dr. Masanga telling us that our evidences are not anywhere until Mass Simon comes in board. And now that we have our grievances, now that we have things to do, they say that we are channeling our strength, our energy on internal affairs, not on political affairs. And not on dragging the Nigerian name on social media. And when you look around, if you can just within yourself to concur, you will find out. The world knows that now all the Biafrans, all the Nigerians must not agree that there is those who are going to be against what we are doing. That is why when now I realize why Mazi Kanu focused when Bulgaria, the late Bulgaria died, that he focused on proving that Bulgaria is dead. And if you watch Mazi Kanu, he focused on the internal, on issues concerning foreign, more than the internal affair of the so-called One Nigeria list. Go and check the history of Mazi Kanu movement. He focused on things that are heated on Nigeria more than any other thing. That is what he focused on it more than any other thing. He focused on things that are going to bring Nigeria down, not to bring ourselves down. And you know that all the One Nigeria general did not bring him down in social media. And you see that Mazi come take the airspace by doing things that will bring Nigeria down. But for we personally focus on our internal affair that the world don't want to know about it. That we're not serious people. You will hear about that. Then you also hear about what I'm letting us to know this evening about Mazi Kanu's release. I have made up my mind within things I have seen that is the only when we stand strong, support the government, is the only time the freedom of Mazi Kanu lies on our international organization and we as the Biafran people proving that we are in charge of our territory, our sovereignty. That is when Mazi Kanu will be out. Mazi Kanu will be out like Nelson Mandela. He will be out like a Rahman of Bangladesh. He will be out like the president of India, Gandhi. This is how he's going to be out. He'll be out like Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya. That's what I told you. For him to be out is in our hand. For him to be out is not by attacking ourselves. Is to presenting, let the world know that we know that they're hiding from us, that this is the truth. That is how it's going to be out. That is how our recognition will trigger mass now to be released. Let me tell you, no amount of protest that we are going to do under Nigeria, release mass now the can, they see it as that we are making noise. And the world will see it as an internal affair of Nigeria. That is how the world will see it too. This is how the world will see what we are passing through today. They see us it will hear it today. The record they are keeping, how they see what we are doing. And now, how are we going to intensify those things? Listen to this. Sorry, my people. What's happened to you? Sorry, I'm coming. Just give me some minutes. Let me connect on a big mic, on a big speaker, please. It's too much hot. This thing off. It's not off now. What's happening? Sorry, my people.
The betrayer, not the betray. It's not the betray. Before Buhari myself, he tell Tinubu say don't release that in the Kano. Don't release it. In the Kano, you're not going to be released.
So I wanted to drink Gary before I saw this video. So everything that this man said in this video,
listen carefully on this video.
It's not true. But sometimes he might be saying something. Now only God knows the deed where the current president tried with late president Buhari before he hand over power giver. So some of na go see wetin this man talk of really know the deed.
Listen to this message carefully.
Can release Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think he's going to release Nnamdi Kanu? Because the way this thing they go, the thing they say last, this man feel dey life imprisonment too, the way I dey see him, because the more we push for him to be released, the more it's becoming even difficult. So right now they say 20th of October is a day for protest. Let's see how it goes. The ex-president Goodluck Jonathan is also coming into the matter. Him and Shaw say they are going to meet the president. But what do you think about this? Is a problem, with the man, and then what do you think is the reason why that man is still there? If you have more videos, opinion that you've watched, please let us know in the comment section. Do you think they are going to release Nnamdi Kanu? Let's go.
Okay, let me play.
Nnamdi Kanu is not going to be released. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be there. Tinubu is going to win 2027 election. Then by 2031, Tinubu will now return it back to the Northerners. The Northerners, and they put Nnamdi Kanu there. If they want to release them, then they can discuss with the Northerners, not with Tinubu. Tinubu no get hand for Nnamdi Kanu issue. Now Buhari now put him there, and Buhari don't carry him back go. So in 2031, Buhari brothers will take over power. Then you guys can begin to discuss about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. No use the 2027 play with us, because we are eagerly waiting for 2027. And I want to also Joe releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Then wait Tinubu now go releasing Nnamdi Kanu now. Then the Northerners will come say, no, we betrayed the late Buhari. No, Tinubu is not a betrayer. Not a betray. He's not a betray. Before Buhari myself, he tell Tinubu say, no, release that in Nnamdi Kanu. Don't release it. In Nnamdi Kanu, you are not going to be released.
So I wanted to
now
Gary before I saw this video.
Listen. I hope you have listened to this video. The kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was well arranged by Tinubu and the late Buhari. Before Buhari passed away, you remember his word that the Biafran people are a dot in a circle. He has finally, with IPOB One Nigeria, mapped out his plan with the Tinubu to kidnap him. That is why when Tinubu died, when Buhari is dead, when Buhari died, Tinubu is the first person who knows that his master has passed away. And that's why the Northern around him told him to close their mouth. That is why he told them, if you didn't give me this seat, I will leave the secret out. Remember, it's come from Tinubu's mouth. What is that secret? One, that Bulgaria is dead. Two, that's how they plan to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now, listen to this. You have to listen to the man. If this is what is happening really, this is what is happening really. What is that's happening? They have their plan that they will use Nnamdi Kanu as the politics, as a one Nigeria. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the hope of those who believe in one Nigeria. How? What do I mean? When I listen to this program, this video, when I saw it, I see many videos in a day. But before I will see some that will draw my attention to talk about it, you won't know what the things I consider before I bring a video out. When you listen to this man, what do you understand? Who handed over Nnamdi Kanu to Tinubu? Northerners, Mietiala, that are in charge of Nigeria. The Fulanese are in charge of Nigeria. Tinubu remains president because of it. If Tinubu release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu on 20, they will he sees it's over. If Tinubu release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu if Mazen Kanu is released on 20th of this month or anytime this month, Tinubu regime is over. Those who put him there, those who give him power, will take it because they give him power to shy away from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, do not release him. Because in all these things that we are doing, he has the final say. Let him go. Stop trying him. He will not say it. Biafran people, I want to tell you that truth that will get you angry. Because the truth is always bitter. And in this platform, you know, I have the way school carry asked me to do my own thing. So when I'm telling you this gospel truth, you must be angry because I don't romance words. I say the word the way it is, and the way the word come, with every seriousness in me. I am not here to play. I am making this exposition this evening for you to know remember I said the protest is good. That is what is called political pressure under international law. It is political pressure, yes. And I also refer you to South Africa, who UN used 20 years to sanction, to tell them, let Namibia go. If South Africa, we hold Namibia for 24 years, and inside that 24 years, UN are sending message, all the human rights activists, all the human rights body, all the constitution that was in the world are sending warning, sanctioning South Africa, revoke their mandate. They still do not let them to go after 24 good years. Now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu being kidnapped just 5 years ago. He was being kidnapped. And the bodies of the world, are they not talking? The human rights organizations, are they not talking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Have they never asked to lead to this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Then the moment that one by the side, the Nigeria so-called failed judiciary, have they ever quit and decided Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Why is this still the question? And you and the I, who have the mind to go to underground cell of DOS to bring him out? Now answer me. I want you to connect the dots. I want you to connect the dots. Who is the person among us who will go and bulldozer DSS? That is why they keep him here, because it is very easy to break Kuje prison in Abuja. But it's not easy to break underground where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was in absolute confinement. That is why they put him there. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu remains the territorial integrity of the one Nigeria today. Any president who wants to rule in Nigeria will use him as a politics for the foolish Igbo brave. Like Peter Obi, like Jovika, and all those people who start making on social media today. They concluded within themselves that Tinubu will pass Mazi if Mazi can still remain alive. The way Chukwu Okabiama is keeping him, because they thought by now that Mazi Kanu is no longer alive. But they forgot one thing. There is a prophet who said that Mazi Kanu is above human destruction. That it's only God who bring him to the world will destroy him, but coming to human being, no amount of poison will kill him very fast. This is truth I want you to know. This is the truth. Now, when you look at this video, listen to that video. Nigeria government values election of 2027 more than the film of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because within themselves, they know Bulgaria told Tinubu, I release him, oh, you know what happened. If you release him, he will do the worst. One, Nigeria on the stage of they are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. One. Number two, the Southeast governors knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has population more than them, and people obey him more than all of them, that he has authority. The Igbe, the Ohanezendi Igbo know that they are nobody when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was having his freedom. That what he says is what the population of the so-called the so-called Southeast, that's what they believe. This is the pure truth that I am explaining to you. So, for you to know what Showore is about to do, I welcome with all my heart, support him. I will be even putting it out on this platform also. For every way meaning Biafrans to go for political pressure. Not to release him. You don't know who is Nigeria. If you know the law, Nigeria break to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the law they break is more value than the protest. The law, when Nigeria have mind to break that law, to keep him till today, you will know their plan. That is why when you see all these gullible making on social media, it's government to free for us to seek officially our international recognition as a new country. They are making noise. They are doing distraction. The world knows what we are passing through, really, like I told you. But they still see it as internal affair of so-called one Nigeria on their integrity. Because the body, those who make up the UN, is this charter. The charter must be amended when the Biafran get away, because in that charter, what they did there was no never is na madobia on a zero wakunelu on a henala. Somebody will be shining light for you all. Then under he will be taking something. That is what charter is. The charter we are going to read this evening valued, imagine upon all the things that are going on, they value the integrity of one Nigeria more than human being in question. After for instance, after today, I take my like, if not that I'm strong, I could have broke up in tears. I said, what? So this is why nothing is going, nothing is happening. Oh, you value the integrity of Nigeria, the Nigeria territorial integrity, more than the life of the Biafran people. That is why it's no wonder when war is going on, instead of the body of the UN, as they claim that the authority or the 5-fold power to stop it, they will allow it to go because they don't want to interfere to person's integrity. So the person that they are interfering in their integrity will not come to their own country and find out their lapses and encourage their own people to ask for their own freedom also. Happening everywhere in the world. Okay, let me give you an example of Ukraine. If what they are telling us is true, Ukraine are not supposed to today still fighting with Russia. then you will know, you may on, if you draw attention of the Russia and Israel, mass and all that's going on, what is Palestine and what is going on right now, you will see where the world will stand for. Once they see that you are a member, you have in territorial integrity, the world, the Donald Trump will value the territorial integrity of Nigeria with the blood of the innocent indigenous people more than, he valued integrity more than this blood that is wasting today. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Let us go in so you know where I'm coming from. Remember, on the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, nobody is releasing him. I am from different opinion because of things I have seen. Nigeria, you don't know, nothing is moving Nigeria, because if Nigeria could fly to Kenya, break Kenya law, break international law, and bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down, and ready to go into sanction. The world we are living to, those who call themselves the world power, are all evil agents. How could you tell me you value building more than a human being? Chai. The charter, and among all the laws of international community, charter was never submitted under amendment. That is why coming of Biafra, the charter is corrupt. When I asked them, you told us that the criteria is to that we under Montevideo Convention, under UN Charter, you said that we must have permanent population. We have a defined territory. We have effective government. We have government that are ready to enter into capacity. What else again that we will do for us to get freedom from Nigeria? As those who are that connive the Biafran people. You understand what I mean? My people, my heart is boiling, my heart is bleeding. Honestly, I must tell you the truth. My own heart is boiling, is bleeding. I never knew that the world are corrupt like this. I never knew. I thought it's a child's play. I don't know. When I go deep, I begin to be afraid. When I go search deep, when I keep on going deep, I begin to ask many questions. I begin to see why that this world are into what we are into today. Honestly. With all the killings happening in Biafra land, happening right in Nigeria, with all our peaceful protests, they are the one introduced that we are on the peaceful protest, and those that occupy your land start attacking and struggle. In fact, let me talk less. Let us read. Let us go in and read some things. I want to start from the value of territorial integrity. If on my headline, my capture. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I shout. I ask myself, what is really this word? I even asked that, even though that the Biafran people was amalgamated, if you see what I have in the document, I am scrolling down to get the real one. I'm scrolling down to get it from the beginning, because I don't think throughout this month I was searching other things first. I think I can be dealing with those I have here already, because honestly, a lot has happened, and a lot is happening. I never knew that that is why those at IPOB want Nigeria, they leave what they're supposed to do and be making mockery of themselves for over all these years until Simon Ekpa comes. You know that his coming of Mass Simon Ekpa is the beginning of our movement of Biafra. Honestly, the coming of Mass Simon Ekpa is when we just began the movement to be a country, to fight for Biafra. Really, since all these years we are playing. I asked myself, so all these protests I went is just for formality. That the international community are watching and say this is internal affair of Nigeria, as countries have they are protecting their integrity. I said, what? So we have wasted years. The coming of Mass Simon Ekpa is the beginning of the world knowing that we are serious. They say that we are not serious. Jesus Christ. What is happening? What is happening? My people, we must be strong. Look at what I ask. Does it mean that the integrity of Nigeria is more important than human life and the right to live? Or you're listening? I hope you capture what I asked them on my Google. I asked this question. Does it mean that the territorial integrity of Nigeria is more than the life of the Biafran people? Listen. The program begins now.
That is the central philosophical and legal conflict at the heart of nearly every secessionist movement, and the answer, in practice, leans toward a painful yes in the absence of a clear path to independence. The conflict you raise is between two core principles of modern international law. 1. Territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. 2. Self-determination of peoples and human rights, Article 1.2 of the UN Charter and various covenants. 1. The legal default, stability first. In general, the international legal system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and regional stability. Preventing war. The primary purpose of emphasizing territorial integrity is to prevent wars between states. If international borders are easily changed, it is feared that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos. The African precedent, as discussed with the Igbo case, African leaders collectively agreed to uphold colonial borders, uti possidetis juris, to prevent the collapse of their newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic civil wars. This principle places the stability of the entire region above the desires of any single ethnic group for secession. 2. The human rights challenge, remedial secession. However, the question of human life and rights introduces a major exception in legal theory, known as remedial secession. This doctrine argues that the right to territorial integrity is not absolute and must yield when a state grossly violates human rights, commits systematic and grave abuses, such as ethnic cleansing, genocide, or widespread persecution against a distinct group of people on an identifiable territory. Determination completely refuses to allow the group a meaningful exercise of their rights, participation, or autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into a perpetual oppressed minority. In such a scenario, secession is viewed as a last resort remedy, remedial secession. The logic is that the state has forfeited its moral and political claim to the territory by attacking its own people. The problem in practice. While the principle of remedial secession is intellectually compelling and has been cited to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan, it is not a clearly established rule of international law. States reject it. Most sovereign states vehemently reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secessionist movements within their own borders. The Igbo-Biafra context. During the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbo side argued they were victims of genocide and that the principle of remedial secession applied. However, due to the established uti possidetis principle, geopolitical interests, and the fear of setting a dangerous continental precedent, the international community largely failed to recognize Biafra. In summary, principle, primary goal, international legal status, territorial integrity, global and regional stability, non-violence, the default rule for all recognized states, right to leave / human life, protection of a distinct group from oppression, an exception, remedial secession, but not a clear legal right. Therefore, the international community often chooses the path of stability and territorial integrity, the legal default, over validating a unilateral claim to secession, the human right of exit, even when human rights concerns are severe.
I will play it again, my people, without saying a word. Listen before we go into analysis. Before we go into our exposition, we will allow you to play again.
That is conflict at the heart of nearly every secessionist movement, and the answer, in practice, leans toward a painful yes in the absence of a clear path to independence. The conflict you raise is between two core principles of modern international law. 1. Territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. 2. Self-determination of peoples and human rights, Article 1.2 of the UN Charter and various covenants. 1. The legal default, stability first. In general, the existing international legal system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and regional stability. Preventing war. The primary purpose of emphasizing territorial integrity is to prevent wars between states. If international borders are easily changed, it is feared that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos. The African precedent, as discussed with the Igbo case, African leaders collectively agreed to uphold colonial borders, uti possidetis juris, to prevent the collapse of their newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic civil wars. This principle places the stability of the entire region above the desires of any single ethnic group for secession. 2. The human rights challenge, remedial secession. However, the question of human life and rights introduces a major exception in legal theory, known as remedial secession. This doctrine argues that the right to territorial integrity is not absolute, and must yield when a state grossly violates human rights, commits systematic and grave abuses, such as ethnic cleansing, genocide, or widespread persecution, against a distinct group of people on an identifiable territory, denies internal self-determination, completely refuses to allow the group a meaningful exercise of their rights, participation or autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into a perpetual oppressed minority. In such a scenario, secession is viewed as a last resort remedy, remedial secession. The logic is that the state has forfeited its moral and political claim to the territory by attacking its own people. The problem in practice. While the principle of remedial secession is intellectually compelling and has been cited to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan, it is not a clearly established rule of international law. States reject it. Most sovereign states vehemently reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secessionist movements within their own borders. The Igbo Biafra context. During the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbo side argued they were victims of genocide and that the principle of remedial secession applied. However, due to the established uti possidetis principle, geopolitical interests, and the fear of setting a dangerous continental precedent, the international community largely failed to recognize Biafra. In summary, principle, primary goal, international legal status, territorial integrity, global and regional stability, non-violence, the default rule for all recognized states, right to leave / human life, protection of a distinct group from oppression, an exception, remedial secession, but not a clear legal right. The international community often chooses the path of stability and territorial integrity, the legal default, over validating a unilateral claim to secession, the human right of exit, even when human rights concerns are severe.
I hope you listen to this. You may ask yourself, because you may ask, what brings Biafra and the Igbo into this? Our problem we face is all for Africa. Africa used us to make a law. After the entire Africa, after this first and second Igbos, Biafra to make law in 1960. Because of they say that we are democracy on our own, and with democracy, all these things you are seeing here, you don't need to experience it as into a democratic government. Before I go further, I will greet my people. I pray I will not break down, because I break down when I was on my own today. I pray, let God just give me that strength. I don't want to break down on this platform. They use us. We are the one they use to protect entire Africa. Africa come together. After Britain has told us what they find out who we are, Africa use us to end their impunity. They use Igbo. He had it here. The Africa gathered together to say no, that these people that they are democrats on their own. That if they bring their democracy, that everybody will be autonomy of their own. More than 100 countries in Africa. That is what happened. That is why in some areas, if you do something, they will tell you that Igbos are the next China, Igbos are the next Japan, Igbos are the next America, Igbos are the next this. Our problem did not start today. That is why you must stand up this time around to fight. To take our country, Biafra. To liberate every country in the world. To liberate any people, anybody who, even in the UK, there is those in the UK who want to become a free country. But because of these UN charter laws and international bodies, they said no. Because of what they're going to pass through. Because of Israel, because of Ukraine is asking for what belongs to them, they becomes enemy of Russia. God, please give me that strength. I don't want to break down because I'm going emotional. I don't know why. The first person who comments here today is our sister Jennifer. Good evening from here. Second person is Ogon Nyanya. Then TR. And the Alozie Peter. Good evening from here. Abarosia. Sorry, I will not read the comments one because of our time. Please, I will just only mention the name and they move forward. Please bear with me, Biafran people, please. You know, I normally read the comments, but today, because of what we have to do, this program, this particular article will take us some hours. So please, bear with me if you're on this platform. Please, I beg you. We have Amarosia, good evening from here. We have Alaka, good evening from here. We have Onuchuku, good evening from here. We have Foster, good evening from here. We have Chidubem, good evening from here. We have Happy Ume, good evening from here. I greet you all. Please bear with me, my people. Keep your comments coming, so I will know that you are here. As we are going into the analysis, into the re-exposition, why Biafra people, why people turn back on us. And why Mazanakanu told you that when he went to UN to present our matter, that people stood up and walked away from him. This is the reason Africa used us to build Africa, the way Nigeria used us to build Nigeria. Could you imagine that? It's a time to expose everything. It is a time to expose everything. So for them to know, we know that's in your you'll be hiding from us. Why you hide it? I see you, Ebebechukwu. You're welcome. Now, the program begins. You will normally do. Chai. Anya ata na ahụhụ. Ahụ anyị na-ata depends. The suffering we are passing through is what they gathered together. Britain, chai, it shall never be well with Britain. It shall never be well with Europe. Who comes in, study us. After they went back and studied us. And they use us to build Africa. They use us to build, they use Igbo people to build Africa. They use you and I to build Nigeria. We are the wall of Africa. Why Africa? And because of we are the world is Africa, is Igbo people. That is why all Africa is dead until they remove us from where they put us. May fire continue burning on Africa. Unless those who stop and said no, let the other people go. Like people like Gabon, people like Ivory Coast, people like Zambia, people like Tahiti. All the 5 countries that give us recognition for us to be a country, despite the impunity. Those that stand up, may they never experience what the Biafran people are experiencing today. But those who are still under that concussion, may what we are passing through happen to them in the name of the former days. The people of Biafra must be free. If Israel is free today, if you prepare for us to be free, we will be free. Our freedom is in our hand. Let us continue.
That is the central philosophical and legal conflict at the heart of nearly every secessionist movement, and the answer, in practice, leans toward a painful yes in the absence of a clear path to independence.
Do you hear it? That is the center of the philosophy and the legal conflict. Do you speak English? They have started. That is why they hide it from you and I. At the heart of every secessionist movement, and the answer is particularly less towards painful yes in the absence of a clear path of independency. When we go down, then you will know. When we will go down, then you will understand it. Why? The answer is that territorial integrity of Africa and Nigeria is valuable, is more valued, is more important, is everything to the world than the life of the Igbo people. Our life is meaningless. Our life does not matter. That the territorial integrity of Africa, territorial integrity of Nigeria is yes to them. That is going to be very painful to us. That they don't care. That what they care is territorial integrity of which people? Of Nigeria as a country, of Africa as a whole. Have you had such a thing before? Have you had such a thing before? Now I know why Master Kama Simon is bent to measure Africa. That's why Obato Obie, our Prime Minister, told us that Africa dies in Biafra. And Africa will raise when Biafra is free. This is a document where everything happens. This document may take us 5 days. Are you willing to be here to listen? I want to see you are yes or you are no. How many people who are ready to listen? Well, if this is what we are coming out to give you every day, because we will read everything from the beginning to the end. It's a very big page document. Are you ready to know about this? Are you ready? If you're ready, I want to see yes or no. Because this might take us 5 days, straight 5 days. If we can. Depend on, sometimes we will spend 4 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours in that 5 days. Some days it must be morning and evening before we can meet up. Only one person said yes. They said that we leave what will give us Biafra and be pursuing things that are not going to give us Biafra. That the only time that we have come to pursue that will give us that everything that we focus on the eternal affair of ourselves. debunking ourselves, and not debunking Nigeria, and not bringing Nigeria down, and not doing a exposition about things that are happening in Nigeria. And we focus on internal conflicts that could have been solved after we have get our independence. Look at your name now. Idiots. May Nigeria happen to you. May they kidnap member of your family. May Fulanis capture and kidnap you. You will not comment again. I don't have time for you. You think you can write a nonsense? I will take 1 second to wipe them away. You must continue. That is the central philosophy of legal conflict, and is the heart of the heart of nearly every secession movement, and the answer in practical less than a painful yes in the absence of a clear path of it. Do you see how they twist the word? Now, from now, you will see when they remove their shame and come out fully to answer the question I asked them.
The conflict you raise is between two core principles of modern international law. 1. Territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. 2. Self-determination of peoples and human rights, Article 1.2 of the UN Charter and various covenants.
I hope you are listening. They first start with that painful yes, that they value the territorial integrity and sovereignty. This is the one they start first. They start from territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2 and 4 of the UN Charter. The one that suits their plan, that nobody wants his country, nobody wants people to agitate that they want a new country, that they want freedom. It's from the one that they told that, that's why they told all that. It's painful, yes. Now, for you to hear that the world, America, Britain, France, Russia, China, this forward power, that they value the territorial integrity of a sovereign state more than the life of the people who are living in that state. Gentlemen, good evening. You're welcome. That the world value the territorial integrity more than human rights, not than beings. You had it here, Article 2 and 4 of UN Charter. That the painful yes they give us an question I ask them about between territorial integrity of a sovereign state and the human rights life, which one are more important than each other? And they told us within this Article 2 and 4 in bracket of UN Charter that number one, territorial integrity of a sovereign state on Article 2 and 4 of UN Charter are more valuable, important than human life. Now, the self-defense of the people and the human. Could you imagine that the human rights, that our life are second, but a country territorial integrity are number one? What does it mean to you? And they're good even from here. Do you understand something? Do you get something from here? We must rethink. That is why I told you I struggle to get to Alan Smith to find out who he is. He dropped one message. That why he wrote what he wrote to us is that the Biafran people are not ready to take their freedom. That now he focus on our internal affair. That we focus on internal affair. Please, I need strength to do what I want to do. I need your strength. I need to back me up. Because what I loaded here, if it means ending me up in prison, no problem. Let me expose this document. I want to expose this document. I want to publish it. After I have got the things I have here, I sit down one place, I cry for myself. I tear. I was at work. I just on my time of my break, because what I used to have fun is to research after work. Tears roll on my eyes for less than 30 minutes. Oh, that's the word of, because they use Igbo people to build it. The same way Britain used Igbo to build the profits of Britain. I say, why? Under these documents now, you had it, that the question I ask is very simple. Between territorial integrity of any country in the world, between the territorial integrity of Nigeria under UN and the life of the Biafran people as their human right, which one are more valuable? And when I agree that they value territorial integrity more than my life, that the world powers valued territorial integrity more than me, then who am I? You also had it here when we played fully, that they built, that the entire Africa stood up and said no to Biafra, that they will expose them, that the Biafran people, the Igbo people are democracy on their own, that they will not abide by the law that is going to guide the world. If they agree them from, if the world, the international community, every country accept Biafran people, that we are going to destroy their plan because of who we are. If a white man can told us that we, the Biafran people, value internal conflicts more than we, and I now remembered Mazinande Kanu, no matter the pressure, he focused on things, exposition that will bring Nigeria down. The same thing as Simon Eba. He focused on things that will bring Nigeria, making an exposition about Nigeria. And the current Japan people today, the Alan Smith said that you people focus on internal affairs that are not going to give you a Biafra. That the world know there is a rebel once a new country is being declared. That those who fight against your government, that those who fight against your country, that those who fight against your declaration are the rebel. That they know. And I'll say, oh, and that was the same yesterday that I handled that program about the rebels. How the world will see those that are fighting against our declaration. Those who are going to fight against our vote. Those who fight against our self-referendum vote. They said that we are not ready. That we are not making more exposition. We are not looking for international laws. That he was shocked when he come across this platform. Among all the Biafran platforms, that he was shocked. That after the wall of my Simon Eba, that we focus both on S handle. Now he focus on our own personal problem. Now bro now the Nigeria are last is here. That what to bring this position, what to bring what we are seeing that is happening in Washington DC is a group of people. And what our DPM is also doing. That only her cannot do it. That all the media supposed to focus on its position on Nigeria. Bringing videos. Our people on ground should be saying, recording anything that once they see Nigeria army, they should be recording and posting, sending to us for us to use for his position about Nigeria. That he was also very happy when I take my time to read the amalgamation document for us to know that we are forcefully amalgamated. That our government can also use that for argument. That before the 1914, who are we? That we want to go back where we are. That is where the world, that is where Africa gang up against us and say no. You will hear it here. Those who from the beginning, when we allow this document to read 2 times, you have had it clearly. Am I making a story out? We must intensify in our effort if we want our freedom, really. If you want Mazdan Khan to be free. Listen. That is the central philosophy and the legal conflict at the heart of nearly every secession movement. And the answer in practical, less than 2 years, painful years, in the absence of a clear path of independency. You're welcome. The conflict you raise is between 2 core principles of modern international law. 1, look at where the value starts. They did not start about the human rights. They start number one. Number 1, territorial integrity and sovereignty. Article 2 and 4 of UN Charter. No support, no value. Territorial integrity of Nigeria more than you and I. No value. Territorial integrity, sovereignty of Nigeria more than the human right, more than our life. That is why they are not talking. Number 2, Abruzia, self-determination of the people and the human right, Article 1 and 2 of the UN Charter, and the various covenants. Now let us go into legal. Kiruzie, what will make you to cry? Tonight, even that America where you are, even that UK where you are, even here I am, they did not value my life. They value whatever that is not going to break their territorial integrity. I don't know where I'm going anymore. Because the more I search, the more I go deep. Honestly, the document I have here, I was afraid. I said, what? But there's no time to be afraid. This is the time to face the reality. And the reality is very bitter. The reality is very bitter. Please, as you come, please like and share the program. Subscribe on the page. This is Real Biafra TV. Please subscribe. Like the program if you think that the program worth like. If it's your first time, you will see a 3 dots on top of your phone, on the right hand side of top of your phone. Then click on that 3 dots, it will open, you will see like the program. That is all you can do for me. And before I go further, I want to remind you, please, we are asking for your support on this platform. Please, we are asking for your support to get laptops. So when we come, then we put these documents in front of the laptop. You can also screenshot it and post. You can also screenshot and use it and read on it. Please. Anything you can through super chats, you can. If that's how you want it. The super chat, how you do it is, you will see sign of US dollar. That's S there. Touch it once, it will ask you to purchase. Then you will see those MOG, any of them you choose one. Then you will see a line that is there. Once you draw that line, if you want to give $1, if you want to give $0.50, whatever, anyway you draw the line. Once you are drawing the line, the money will be reading how much you want to use support. You can be able to do that. Please. Let us go in.
1. The legal default, stability first. In general, the existing international legal system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and regional stability.
Do you hear that? For who? For I innocent asking me what is the territorial integrity? Do you want the territorial integrity under law? In general, the existing international law system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and the region stability. Do you? I hope the English is very simple. They value territorial integrity. That's what they call it. Mean a country. That is the English you hear. They value the name of a country. They value Nigerian name more than you and I. That is what the simple word of territorial integrity. If you're asking me. They value the world power, the UN. They valued Nigeria, that amalgamated name, more than you and I. That is the territorial integrity you are hearing about. The country that was forcefully amalgamated and asked people, go in here, you and you must be here. That is what UN valued. That is what's valued more than our life. Our life comes second. Our life comes second. You had it here now. In general, the existing international law system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, which based on a club of a sovereign state, for the sake of, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and regional stability. They valued countries that are members of UN. They valued a state. They valued country more than human being, because they don't want anything to happen. That's why I told you that the so-called UN Charter need to people to protest for that UN Charter to be dissolved or to call for amendment. You're supposed to call for amendment because things that are there is what is making people dying in different countries every time that war breaks out. Because if the life of the people are number one, how could you be protecting a country more than the citizens that are living in that country, more than human beings that made up this country? So if those lives are not there, how can that country move on? That is not their plan. Their plan is they don't want people to rise up and say the government are not doing this thing well. We want to on our own. But they will tell you that they want democracy. Democracy is in the mouth, but in the heart, in the action, is autocracy. Intimidation. That is what it is. I said what? That is what it is. Territorial integrity. That the world are looking for us. That is why they don't care about you and I. The Nigeria that was amalgamated because of the profit that the world are making, because of the profit some Africans are getting from Nigeria. That is why they refused to recognize Biafra in 1960 to 1970. And they told us, they refused to support us, they refused to give us human aid because they want oil from our land. So right now, like I told you in the beginning, the territorial integrity of Nigeria is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Keeping him is one Nigeria. Because if you Tinubu today release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will not contest. He will be that seat in the next 1 hour. Go and check. The territorial integrity that Britain knows that what is the territorial integrity is Mazi. Once arrest Mazi can put him in detention, that is Nigeria will stand. And you are fighting against our government who want to free you and free every indigenous people. My people, we must be strong. Now is the time that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we must confront our enemies with fear, with no fear. That is where we are. You may not like what I'm doing because you are not laughing. But what matters is that this message will be on my page. And those who are will come and listen to it. Remember our code. Hashtag Nigeria Britain. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra. Hashtag Finland/Nigeria government. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa, the prime minister of United States of Biafra. Remember, that is the code on this platform. Nobody has, okay, someone has done that today. But I want you to do that. Alaka, thank you so much. We move, my brother. Thank you so much. Could you believe? That is why the world closed their eyes. And Biafran people are dying. That is why they closed their eyes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is rotting in prison. In Jesus' dungeon. That is why they closed their eyes about to be suffering. Because the world valued territorial integrity. Donald Trump. That is why Alexander Stubb did what he did. That is why Alexander Stubb did what he did. Because of territorial integrity. If there is no human being, where is this territorial integrity? If there is no human being, if you who are protecting territorial integrity was not alive to know that there is oil in Biafra land, where is the territorial integrity? Is it not supposed to be human being first? And you are look at what you are presenting. You had wow. Because America don't want their country to be divided. Oh, do you think there is no people that's in America that they want to have their own country on their own? You think so? In Spain, do you think so? In many countries there is, but this cage of law, this cage of law, legal aspect of it, cages everybody. We must continue. We'll move. Let us continue.
Preventing war. The primary purpose of emphasizing territorial integrity is to prevent wars between states. If international borders are easily changed, it is feared that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos.
That is pure lie. This place, preventing war, is pure lie. Let me ask this question. If everybody is free on his or her own country and be controlling himself with his people, how could that person seek for war? When there is a boundary, this is where, that is why they said that Igbo people are the one who brought out democracy. You will hear something here. You will hear something. Now you are starting hearing that those lies they use to deceive human beings. The primary purpose of embracing territorial integrity more than life is to prevent war. How? If there is no human being, are there going to be war? Could human animal be fighting? If there is no human being at this territorial integrity supposed to come first? But they told us here, embracing territorial integrity first to prevent war. Then you are preventing the war, you are on your territorial integrity, and the people are dying, people are fighting. N'okwu Igbo, ndị be anyị si na ọ na-eme ụmụnna nwe gbara akụ ọnụ ntakasị ala. Ọ bụ na nwe moto inwe moto, enwe m ụlọ enwe ụlọ, kere na bi nwuru m anya ọkụ. Ọ bụ dị bata banye na be gị, mmụọ bata banye na be nke mụnwa. Nkwado impụ buru my moto, nkwado impụ buru nke gị. How the UN, how these first people who live on this earth, who bring us into this mess, do you see they are selfish? They are so selfish, so self-centered. You did not ask yourself a question. God who created earth with which purpose? For human being to come to live in that earth and the earth to become a workable and a functioning place. Is it not true? That is why. So these our forefathers, they know it more than God. No, I'm only breaking down because of the law they put that make that when you see the call of Mazen and the Kano, a man walking in Feneme. What is my prime minister? It's because of this territorial integrity. That is what Alexander Stubb valued, and he does not value Simon Ekpa, who is into his military reserve. Yes, we are here to change it. It's not going to work. We will break the chain. We will break the yoke. We will break every unbreakable. Do you see that? Listen, you will hear when Igbos come into this particular document. They use us to build the wall of Africa to be together. They use us to build one Nigeria. It shall never be well with any country who colluded and say that Igbo people are their problem, that the Biafrans are their problem. It shall never be well with them. All of you must encounter, suffer, pass more than what we have passed in our life. You must go Caribbean. In the name of this God who lives in heaven. You see, for the Biafran people, the gods of the 40 states of the Biafra land, the God who lives in heaven The Chukwu Okike Abiama, who created heaven and earth, that these people come and mess up, must surely see us through very soon, through our government. Through our government. They must surely see us through. And they are seeing us through. Could you imagine countries beginning after this First World War, Second World War, they put eyes on us. They look at us, examine us, and the Africans say that we are the one going to be their problem. That we are practicing, that we are in our blood, that we are practicing democracy, that we will use it to make Africa to have many more countries. Could you believe? That is why many of them that are members of the so-called UN did not give us any single recognition. Those that give us recognition in 1960, 1970, they are not members of the UN. That is why Biafra fell. Those that are there, countries like Ghana, Ethiopia, Kenya, that are members of UN, a lot of them in that ancient days did not give us recognition. That is why Ojukwu fell. They planned to, Ojukwu did not know that he was fighting and the world was making law against his people. But I remember his word. He said, Pharaoh, let my people go. The whole world are Pharaoh against us. But because of the Chukwu Okike Abiama, who lives in heaven, who did not allow them to wipe us away in 1967 to 1970, Chukwu Okike Abiama will set us free. And they already set us free. We must continue. The primary purpose of the embracing first territorial integrity is to prevent war between states if international borders are easily changed. It found that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos. The words, do you see their plan? And they only see, Africans see that the only people who will make Africa to have more country is the Igbo people. And they did what? They turn against us. They make a law that is not free for us as the Biafran people. If Biafra did not come, I said the heaven and this earth will pass, and those who make this law, all of them will perish. It's better for them to rewrite their hand wall, their rights on the hand wall. Better them to change these constitutions. We are coming to break it. We will break the Muri Jericho. We will break all the chains. We will break all the yoke. The Biafran people has already break the chain of Britain that they put on our forefathers' neck. That is why if you are supporting United States of Biafra, you have break this yoke, this chain. We are going to break this final chain. But it must take a strong mind. We must take a strong hand. It must take a strong heart. We must be strong to say the truth at all times, no matter how bitter it is. No matter how bitter it is, we must say the truth. We must expose all the documents of the world. I have taken oath to expose all documents of the document, that document that they are hiding. Look at what they hide from us, and look at what the world. They don't just come be putting light for us, and the under they are taking, they are making, they are sweeping the ground for us to not even know anything at all. I think Chukwu Okike Abiama, they give us Mazi and the can. Give us Mazi Simon Ekpa. Give us Ngozi Orabeze and all the followed Biafra on the comment section. I told you that I asked God to give me strength to do this, because when a lot of things I today make me, I was just emotional today. Remembering what Mas Nanekan is passing through. Remembering why Simon is dying, that Africa has already put all this law down before this day. Africa has concluded that Igbo people will not be free. That is why they're not talking about what Nigeria is doing. Tell me that African country who is talking about what's happening in Nigeria. Tell me that African country. What you see that Washington DC is doing is not what's supposed to be doing in Africa first. But because of they colluded after Second World War to say no, that these people no. So could you see, you as a youth of as an African, is the time you rose up why the world are controlling us? Because they have more country more than us. In Africa, how many countries made up of Africa? It's not 54. How many countries made up of Europe? How many countries made up of Asia? This is what you will count, and you will know what they have played on us, the game they played. They don't want any new country to match from Africa anymore, because they say we are moving to their own population also. That we want to be popular more than them. That is why the Biafran people are suffering. They told us that the answer is very painful. When you heard that, when you on the comment section, when you heard that that territorial integrity is number one more than our life, it's not painful to you? It is very painful, but there is only one hope. The hope is United State of Biafra government. United States of Biafra as a country is the only hope for every black man. Then Africa will raise again. Africa will never know peace. They will never raise until Biafran people until we are free. They will remain where they are, unless you come out and denounce the oath that your forefathers took to keep Igbo people down. Unless you will stand up in your country to denounce that oath that your forefathers took on your behalf, and today, indirectly, without knowing or unknowingly, you are protecting it. This program carries a lot of weight. We will not finish it today. We will go. I said 6 days cannot finish this document we have here. James, you are welcome. Okele, you are welcome. Emmanuel, you are welcome. Divine, you are welcome. Ndulu, you are welcome. Please hit the like button as you come. Now, let us go. We will stop on 1. Let us go into Africa. Listen, Ome.
The African precedent, as discussed with the Igbo case,
the African president, as discussed with the Igbo case,
it is collectively agreed to uphold colonial borders, UTI possidetis juris, to prevent the collapse of their newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic civil wars. This principle places the stability of the entire region above the desires of any single ethnic group for secession.
I hope you had it right now. The Africa discuss about the Igbo case. Africa leaders collectively agree to uphold colonial borders, because after the Aga Idu Noba, after the Kumeku war, they find out that no, these people, we cannot break them all, and they are going to escalate many countries to come out in Africa. Then they lied to our forefathers of Africa. They have what? African leaders collectively agree that instead of us to have more countries in Africa, for them to hold on colonial borders, that if they allow the Biafran people to go, if they allow the Igbos to have their own freedom, They will give many people the freedom. So every country we have, many countries will come out. They call it here. They put allegation on our head to uphold the colonial borders, UTI, procedure dues, to prevent the collapse of the newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic war. Do you see how they bring the lie? They told us that the Biafran people, that the Igbo people are democracy on their own, that they are not bowing down for anybody. Neither. They don't want you to bow down to them. They want you to stay on your own. They will stay on their own and be doing their things. Now they come in here with Africa and lie to Africa that if you allow the Igbos to have that domination they want, if you allow them to live, that they are going to scatter Africa, that many countries will merge in Africa, people will not believe that again, and our forefathers in Africa buy the idea. They buy what? They bought that idea and they put allegation. That's when they told that anywhere Igbo people will go, they will dominate. And look at this. Go to Lagos. It's not Igbo dominate there. Go to Abuja. Igbo dominate. In Ghana, everywhere in the world we are dominating. It's our nature. It's how to go Biafra present us. Why people are envy and jealous about who we are. Why? Is the question. Are you hearing it? Could you imagine in Africa how they discuss about Igbo people? Ojukwu suffered a lot of things. He only knew about Nigeria. He never knew that Africa colluded. They said, do you know what it's called? Collective effort and agree that instead of you to have your freedom, let them hold Britain to colonize, to be on a colonized border. That is why Britain, Portugal, France colonized many Africa for so many years. Even in this our 21st century. What happened to Burkina Faso? They just chased France away and controlled their border by themselves. That is when you understand what I'm saying right now. These documents. It's not today that the world has started lying against us. It's not today that they have started lying against us. Please, our line is open. We will continue because this is a very long program. We did only number one. So I want you to capture this number one in your mind. Be rethinking of what you had here this evening. The principle placed the stability of the entire region above the desire of any single entity group for secession. Now, they prepare it. Now, the secession of the Igbo people, now, me allow. That the secession of the Igbo people, now, me allow. Me and you to have our own freedom. Me and to have our own country. To live on our own. To say the truth. We are the oldest people in the world. We say the truth at all times. Because of our truth. That is why they hate us. Because we want everybody to be free. That is why they hate us. You had it here now. That they don't want any single ethnic group to match up again in Africa. They off the light of Biafran people. But we will off their light in this 21st century. Our number is open plus 9733605137. If you want to call, you are free to call. I will be playing the documents. Then we're waiting for people to call. Anybody who wants to call, you can get me on number only on WhatsApp. Plus 9760. Sorry, plus 97 3360 51337. If you want to get me online, if you want to communicate, or if you want to anything that's in your mind on this program, also about the protests that they're calling in Nigeria for Martin and the can, anything that's in your mind, you are free to talk. You are free to call me and zero your mind down, my people. We are waiting for your call.
2. The Human Rights Challenge, remedial secession. However, the question of human life and rights introduces a major exception in legal theory, known as remedial secession. This doctrine argues that the right to territorial integrity is not absolute, and must yield when a state grossly violates human rights, commits systematic and grave abuses, such as ethnic cleansing, genocide, or widespread persecution against a distinct group of people on an identifiable territory, denies internal self-determination, completely refuses to allow the group a meaningful exercise of their rights, participation or autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into a perpetual oppressed minority. In such a scenario, secession is viewed as a last resort remedy, remedial secession. The logic is that the state has forfeited its moral and political claim to the territory by attacking its own people. The problem in practice. While the principle of remedial secession is intellectually compelling and has been cited to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan, it is not a clearly established rule of international law. States reject it. Most sovereign states vehemently reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secessionist movements within their own borders. The Igbo-Biafra context. During the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbo side argued they were victims of genocide and that the principle of remedial secession applied. However, due to the established UTI Possidetis principle, geopolitical interests, and the fear of setting a dangerous continental precedent, the international community largely failed to recognize Biafra. In summary, principle, primary goal, international legal status, territorial integrity, global and regional stability, non-violence, the default rule for all recognized states, right to leave/human life, protection of a distinct group from oppression, an exception, remedial secession, but not a clear legal right. Therefore, the international community often chooses the path of stability and territorial integrity, the legal default, over validating a unilateral claim to secession, the human right of exit, even when human rights concerns are severe.
I hope you heard it clearly. They choose territorial integrity over life. All these things are not going to be. All these things they start talking about human rights, secessionists, blah 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 blah. Premense cannot be, because even at the end of the last summary, they choose to protect the territorial integrity of a sovereign state. Now that the territorial sovereignty of Nigeria is what? Blood. They are still protecting the territorial integrity. Now the territorial integrity of Nigeria is inhuman treatment. They still do it. Now it's under attack. Now it's under bandits. Now it's under Mietiala. Now it's all that's happening. They still protect the territorial integrity. After they have written, after we have had it clearly, at last they told you what? That they will close their eyes and choose to protect the territorial integrity. Why they told you on the part of it that what we end it is a group that they want to move away from the old country. Look at the words. Look at what they put before us. But I am strong. If you are, and if you believe that the government is the only hope, if you believe that the name United States of Biafra as a free country is solution to all this, then you are thinking right. Then you understand the level of what is happening. Then you will understand it very well. It's not today that it started. It's not today that the world starts hurting us. It's not today that what is happening begins. Before we were born, Africa in general colluded, minus only Gabon, Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia, and the other two that supported us. Out of 54 countries in Africa, only 4. 50 was against us. 50 countries in Africa is against us as the Igbo. They bring that word Igbo in Africa meeting, and they said no. These people, they are overwise, they are over intelligent. If they are over, they are free. They are too free will people. They will create though now Africa, I want you to know on your own that that thing they told you is a pure lie. That they also did. That is why in the world you are the less population. You are the lesser country. 54 in Africa. How many in Europe? How many made up of Asia? Look at it. Look at how they use our forefathers and they concord towards it. And today, if any country want to move out from fellow country in Africa, they will fight and fight and fight and fight. Then they go to this country that don't have oil and give them. But when it's come to you and you have the natural resources, they are laying pipe. I told you, they are laying pipe from Imo State. Now they are on the Morocco side, according to history, according to his position. They want to lay it straight to the Britain, straight to America. That's the people that need the oil, our crude oil. That's what is going on. So today, we are going to, like I told you, we are going to divert a little bit to prove evidence of the so-called territorial integrity of Nigeria. As of this present now, the number one territorial integrity of Nigeria is Mazen Nandekan and Simon Ekpa. These two indigenous is Nigeria territorial integrity. That is why Finland arrested Simon Ekpa to maintain the territorial integrity of Nigeria, which is the life of Simon Ekpa, because the territorial integrity, the so-called territorial integrity are more important than the life of people living in the land, in that country. Deji, you're welcome. Have you seen the reason why they arrested Simon Ekpa? Because of the so-called territorial integrity of Nigeria. That bandits are everywhere, buying people every day and night. We want to prove to the world this night that you were lied, that what you said is not true. So now that Nigeria is under the hands of the bandits, Boko Haram, insurgency, like Rowa, and all the terrorist organizations in the world, you are still protecting the territorial integrity. Because of they have oil, because oil is in our land. When you find out that South Africa does not have oil, you double into South Africa and you remove Namibia. Give them their freedom. You double in after 24 years. Eritrea, you go in there, you settle their case with Ethiopia. South Sudan and Sudan, you go in there. Somalia and Somaliland, you go in, you give them their country. Lesotho, you give them their country. But because we have oil, that is the territorial integrity of one Nigeria. May thunder fire all of you who colluded and made such law. Who did this concussion against the Biafran, precisely the Igbo people. They call it here, they make it open here that it's Igbo people. We must stand strong. If we mean that we go down to Nigeria, we go in together to get our country. Let's see how they will buy all of us. Honestly, if we have one mind, it's a time to able to buy flights, go back to Nigeria. Let us go and do it once and for all with our government. Now that we're well organized, more than the way we were before. Now that we have those who can work for us. It is. The world, I want you to see the Nigeria territorial integrity that you are protesting. You too, please. Do not tag me copyright this night. Even though the voices, even though it has music, is to prove the evidence. is what I'm about to do right now. Videos of what's happening in Nigeria. That they are calling territorial integrity. Finland protest territorial integrity. Guys, thank you so much. Flora, you always do this to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate your effort. May Elohim bless you for your support. Thank you so much. May Elohim continue to nourish your pockets. May Elohim provide anything you put your hand, it brings money. May your family remain safe and be secured. May you live long. May you receive testimony this month of good job, of good payment. This will be my prayer. He said. This is how they help to build the platform. This is how he helped me to be building this platform always, through super chats. You can see the emoji, he used love. You can draw how much you want. Support the platform. We need laptop. I said I need Apple laptop. Why is it the Apple laptop? Because I will not go and be buying camera to hang. With that Apple laptop camera is okay, and it lasts for so long, so many years. We are building for Biafra, not just those who does not have future are those using their platform to cascade the government. They don't have any future. We want in Biafra, and this platform will continue. We will use it and be talking about our government, discussing our internal issue then. Flora, thank you so much. Akubilo, thank you so much. If you're gonna forget, how can I forget about Sobu Ayanaza? Akubilo. Oh, in high when Biafra about our problem. Jela, thank you so much. Now, let us go to the evidence. That is how we're doing this program. So the world will know that we have understand what is going on. So the world will know. If you want to call, you are free to call me. Please, on the number +9733360513337. That is the number to call as we are playing the video. And I also thank the Genuine Biafrans that always forward video to me. Thank you so much for doing that. We are not going to play the video of Chukwuemeka Odumojuku, no. We want to play. Okay, we have a first caller today. Yes, so Divine Precious, good evening from here. You're welcome, my sister. The mic is yours.
Well done. That was in your own teaching is not unique. Ihe nwere ikwu na because mgbe mma batalụ ijos na imagonu ihe mere anyị mana ihe bụ my greatest joy. Ihe bụ my greatest joy bụ the way Chineke na si wee make a plan for that plan họrọ anyị well at all. Right from the beginning, mgbe ji wee malụ na onwekwu onye anyị ji aka abụghị onwe anyị bụ even this man akpọrọ Michael Rubin bịalụ na our destiny declaration tupu ọ ya wee si that Biafra ezi ya mara na ihe a niile bụ just word of mouth. Because na mgbe ihe anọ mejọ o nwere one of his posts o post then ihe o kwuru bụ na na any country na-use pounds any ihe na ọbụkwa na country enweghị as in ama m anyị maka ọ na-refer to so onwe ndị ọkpọrọ afa yọta na ịgo na use pound now I man take the advantage as the nation of their own. Yeah, with me so okay because we do not maka na unu na plan chago with oge nke ha no and ya onye ma meeting emechebugo na mana ịma ihe na-eme you need use your senses na connect na ama ihe na-eme. Okay, this same man bụ ihe Jerome group unu na-eme ka e were recognize ka e wee na-ekwu as if to say na anyị abụghị nation of onye nwa bịaziri bịa kwuo na anyị exitigo. Imagine this kind of mindset. Nna ihe a mere m mfu ndị ọcha adịm afụzikwa mmadụ n'ime ha.
They are
I
the most
don't
corrupt
adịm
people.
afụta mmadụ n'ime anyị nwa, and Chineke mere anyị nwere everything. Abịa na n'ego anyị nwere ya, abịa na mmadụ anyị nwere ya. After all these few, these 10% na fight ka o nwere Chineke mere amara na this woman nọ kịta o ghọtara ihe ọfụma mistake ka anyị kpọọ ya nọ mistake mana ọ bụghị mistake mana those areas eji wee nweta our PM na our leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, this woman afụchago all of them wee mazịrị ka o si wee na nyawa mere na all those ihe niile ataraghị ka ama na ga-eji hook ya down. Ọ gwaghị na ebe ahụ ị chọrọ ije ya ejeche gị pụta. And she has been, and Chineke na-tinyekwa aka o because ịma na agwọkwa na-ejeche gopụta sef no Chineke nna sokwa tinye aka because gwa m ụdị our PM emehụ do submission and everything but yet ihe mere eme mana they did not see this woman coming. Ịma na o nwere ihe esi adị. Ịma na asị ka ekwuwe eliali anọ m n'obi m na-asị hey Chineke machakwa ka o si wee mee ihe a ọ bụrụ Finland hey enwee the problem ndị chacha
honestly
abịa mee that we have no anybody to trust apart from this God. And even our leader could say no person so Chukwu ga-enye anyị this nation ewefukwe Chukwu nwekwe mmadụ dị ndụ amagide ejivodo m anya afụ ndị America sị ejiri ha pụta amenche ndị ọjọọ ọkwa kịta anụnwa ọkwa ebe a ka anyị sikwa wee na-ekutukwu umesmọ na so ihe the lesson na agwa anyị bụ na nobody is to be trusted. And I never for this chatter or no. I don't. It's follow to government to understand it very well. But little na the batayete na they know from some areas in the street. Nah, thank God. Now this new nation na in Africa. Now even though na half of Hana he kumakayo mana. One thing will lead to the other. One day, one day, taking that are forced to do the needful, and they are coming to that because one way Africa just and with the whole one.
Yeah, no.
They knew and more he has to do the needful. That's why sometimes Kenya. Yes, I'm not going to some of his news or not to Kenya. Now, or what is happening in Nigeria. Every man in political way will go.
Yes,
so we can make what you have to pay.
On a protest.
Some things happen.
On a protest, what that territorial integrity, what I give on a protest. That's what territorial
Yes, all the
integrity.
normal. I know. All the normal. On your opponent na chunk here first. Manable is just where this in job on a mistake hand na those people literally check how tabaka corner. If I can just see back on a make.
How many countries made up of Europe? How many made up of Asia? On earth in Africa and Indonesia where be a now no mepandi but allow how much domination. Now I game everywhere in Africa country. Oh well best
How many be AK Africa? How many be Africa? So, mana thank God na obere obodo na ana ha anụ maka ha ka Chineke jiri ya wee wefugodo anya ụwa ebe anyị nọ.
Yes.
Yota. So we may go there at least that confused God how we then can we can na-eme ha anyị na-eme because na agbara aka azan. Ihe ha na-eme and not only in Africa if it was nsogbu dị na almost the whole world.
Yes now.
Ọ maka anyị. Ihe akpọrọ ya bụ end time mụ nwa na-akpọ ya exposition time maka mgbe ihe a niile ga-eme all those their laws will be put down ebutuzie ya anyị edozizi ụwa ka ọ esi wee because ya for our
once we are officially free on our own we are here to break every Jericho we are going to break every chain into pieces.
Everything will be destroyed for everything to be rebuilt. Oh yeah, no n'ime kita. End time anyị na-anụ maka ya. Oh yeah, meche ndị ga-anwụfodo ndị fọdụrụ n'ụwa ha anaghị n'igwe because everybody must be in order. A ga-etinye onye ọbụla otu anyị esi were ajọ ihe wee mepee ụwa before otu a ka anyị esi wee mezizie ụwa eziokwu achịwazi ụwa ị na-atụzi asị a na-agbaziri gị ọsọ. So all those things they are very difficult because
Yes.
So all the many things is still coming out. ịkafugodoro na my brother in fact ụmụ ihe mechelụnụ mfụ na sometimes adịghị yo isi nwaanyị ihe a niile ji emela anyị ma nwaanyị anyị ji asọfara all these things. We need to pass through all these things ka anyị mara ihe because nwanne ọ bụrụ na ihe a niile emeghị enwere ike si they go to 247 these few hours video mail na-ajụ onwe m ọkwa onye a na-seek advice from ọkwa onye a na even other people advice to follow his channel to do if na mmadụ efo you just need to be careful.
Yes.
And n'ikpeazụ a as it's drawing near mmiri ndị kpọrọ ya hurricane ka ọ gịnị nwanụ onye o nwetakwere ịma mpụta nzukọ n'ime ọdọdogo gị bụrụ ọdọdogokwa gị uru ị ga-amazụ na ịmaka na ọ na Chineke nna jos stevuo gị by miracle bụ na ịpụta n'ime ifo ka o si dị ada na-achị ihe mere ada na-achị ime ugo because ọ na-achị ịbanye na position udo nke ada video made just 2 minutes ago. I was very, very angry. O jidere our BPM na-atụsị aka as in no 419 as in no dey deceive as in nke a naghị ekwu na akwa ndị a na-edeceive ka ọ ka na-ajụ ọkwa ndị m na ha so na-eji iji ya. So we are yet to see more. Ihe na onye ọbụla na-anụkwa onu onye ọbụla kpewe ekpere isi onwe nke gị nwa ka mmadụ hapụ ịdọ and onye jikwana maka mmadụ na-eme this movie ị ga-ada maka na onye ahụ nwee any fault you are likely to go ịghọta. So because of ndị sịrị na ọ bụ na Nnamdi Kanu na mgbe o ji wee pụta ọ bụ na echewere Nnamdi Kanu anya karịa iru ebe anyị today na PM chewere Nnamdi Kanu oke ejidekwa na ụfọdụ kịta na ya mgbe ọ bụ na onwe onye na-ejide PM ka PM ga-esi wee pụta ijuzi onwe gị n'ime ndị a niile a na-ekwu ije ọsọpụta na-eme vidio ka anyị mee ebe anyị ka onye ka ị na-agwa ka ime ebe gị ka ọ dị mma bụkị na onwe gị eziokwu ke ndị budistin ke ndị na-eji iji ya oge nkere gị ya ejide aka ka ada dị ọra mma bụ sọnsọ ọlabụfrani ka ọ ka oke onye so my brother jisi ike n'ihe ị na-eme adabịakwa m na nke protest a chọrọ ime ịma na ihe anyị nọ n'ime kịta bụ sidon de look ịghọta anyị na-emekwa nke anyị o because I like m ka DPM anyị si eme ihe ọ sọpọtụrụ ihe a na-eme mana ọ bụ ọzọ ịbịapụta were ya melụ discussion or something like that because ihe ọ dị ka ya bụ onye ji gị na-ekwu ka hafụ gị ịghọta ịbụ problem ihe na-achọkwa ka solution for that thing ịbụ problem ya. So let us see how it will work. Ọ bụ na miracle let it happen like that and we thank God in it. Maka onye ọbụla o sikwe n'aka ya wee mekwe m ga-ekelekwetu ihe nna Jos na-ekwu na nke ahụ bụ na Chineke na amaghị ejide oke as in o nwere vidio ha na-ekwu ọ dị for today ha nọ na-egosi onwe ha onye nke a jibụkwara m nke a na-akọwacha onwe ha bụ nsị adịghị nnọọ emeche this viral ihe a na-aga na emeche that day ka anyị mana na Chineke ga-eme ama but all I am seeing bụ ka hapụ ikwune ka hapụ ịbụ na ukwu ka anyị mee ka that day ro because o we have for pretense ebugo ndị ya or camouflage and I don't know why no kita abụ ụzọ mgbe a na-enwe social media and more thing bụ na the kind of spirit na pilots especially ndị nọ na this movement ji ezigbo obi nna bifo ihe a na-eme iridigo mind onye na-eme living ahead of ihe na-acha nwa ndị ọsụ na-eme ka that baby ihe na-asị ndị akpali n'onwe ha maka akpali onwe ha is just a shame. It will be a shame on them because of all just na emegheri video up and down and emegheri interview up and down o mechekwa nothing it's better na ịdị silent mesị ha na afọ anya than na ị na-eme mkpọtụ too much nwere ihe imete mana coach na wee let's just be watching. Exactly. So my brother jisike all I know is that victory is ours onwezi ha ga-eme okike maka ihe o ji wee dị too bad mana all the hidden agendas, all the hidden things that are kita and the ways that's why I be the more to fight if open that who are against us because you are wrong about it. So we give onye ka meziri ha jiziri anyị nwa na fight zanyu mana nke baza Chineke ga-enye anyị mmeri okwere anyị na. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Divine Precious. Thank you for wonderful submission. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate your comment. My Genu Biafran people, that is how we do it here. Our sister, you can hear from her. And everything she said is in line with what we are doing this night. The world hide every truth. They use lie to cover us up. But we are here to bring those truths out to you. No matter that the truth might be painful. Look at the world telling us, talking about us, that we, the Biafran people, that we are people that if they allow us, that we are going to make Africa to have numerous countries. Now, because of that, that is why the world chooses here to protect half a country more than human being. What of in a day, you and those people in a claim in the integrity? What of you in question and everyone in that country wiped away? Sodom and Gomorrah, where to go and wipe them away? Where are those indigenous of Sodom and Gomorrah today? What is the indigene of Sodom and Gomorrah? Ndio wanachekwa dia chiche. Ndio wanachekwa chiche. Kenye ndo wa wananwa akọ. Kenye ndo wa na-eche. Ono ka Chineke ihe mara. Chineke gwara na ihe n'elu n'okpuru mmadụ. Unu ewechigazi azụ country anozi n'elu mmadụ. Mmadụ bezie n'okpuru. Where? How did the world change the plan of God and they want us to obey their own plan? That is why the Biafran people say no. The Biafran people live a life of God who created them, the Igbo people. Because God is democracy. That is why when we sin against him, we will please it and please it, then he will forgive us and set us free. These are who are gathered together to put this UN charter. These are who gathered to call as a state, gather all the African countries and tell them, do not allow them to move. Oh. If they move, country will be everywhere. Oh. The country will be everywhere, every day. And the human beings are burning and bringing human being back into the life. And that kind of moment they low. And the image they are against Ndinke. Chuko Kabiama, you go their way out. If they are against them, you turn against us. You lied against us. All that of allegation on our head. But I must thank the Biafran people against all odds that we stood up. I want to prove the world wrong. So for us to prove them wrong, we must be strong. For us to prove the world wrong, we must continuously debunking the lies and bringing the documents. Those who prefer territorial integrity more than the people live. God created the world because of human being. And after creation, he told us that human has power over everything in the world. Today, how could a country, name of a country, is the one that is stronger than a human being in the image of God? And the America, you allow it comfortably. They sit in America and constitute this law. Because Geneva Convention 1949, as amended, was in America. Montevideo Convention in America. Vienna Convention in America. UN Charter where? In America. Now, wow. America. You allow people to gather in your country and form all these lies and all this intimidation and all this illegal, all this wrong law and put it on the people. You allow it to happen. Listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before I will play some videos to prove to the world that look at the country that you said that the name of that country is better than people that are living there.
God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very soon.
Not only Nigeria,
Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to go on to ask him, why did he say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to go on or gone to Nigeria to say that Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war. When opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor of Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come.
Oh.
And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine.
Now, compare what our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, told us here and the document that we read today. They gang up from the beginning. The Aburi Accord fell because of this gang up in Africa. And you remember that about they moved to go to the Aburi Accord, a phone call comes in. A phone call intervened, and the movement now changed. Gowon, do you know who called Gowon? After sitting up together, said, you are going to Aburi Accord to set Igbo man free. Those that we told you that if you set them free, there will be many countries. Do you know that if Igbo people are today, from 1967 to this day, that the Biafran people are free, do you know that the Benue people will be free, have their own country today? Do you know that? That the Benue people will be country of their own today. Oduduwa will be country. Do you see why they told you that if you allow them to go, that they will create many countries? Now, if they allow us to go, by now, Oduduwa will be a nation in Africa. Then out of the 54 that's continent of Africa, we will become 55. Let us count. Biafra will become 56. The North, 57. Then, if Middle Belt or Lower Benue or other parts decide to be a country, 4 countries will match up in Africa more to add on the 54. It's not going to be 58. And they told them, and they told them in that document, in that their gathering, do not allow them. That is why this four country is missing. And they bring the one that they will force us to be under it. I hope you are connecting the dots. I hope you are connecting the dots. Do you see how they denied a four country could have merged up in Africa, or 3 that could have been in Africa, and the movement will be everywhere. Work will be for you in your country. There will be a school. There will be a good road. They denied all these things by saying, do not allow Biafran people, do not allow Ojukwu in Aburi Accord. Because in Aburi Accord is where Nigeria could have divided. Aburi Accord is the strength to divide Nigeria. By that time, the Biafran could have been the president of the Southeast. From there, they will think of the country we will answer. Maybe we might not be answering Biafra then. We might have another name that we answer as a country then. Do you know, maybe we might answer Southeast country. Let's just put it in this way. And they gathered together and told Gowon, no, African people, no, do not allow them. They will bring it and tell people in your country to form their own. A lot has happened, and a lot is still happening. Let us see the territory of the Nigeria that they are talking about. That they think that they can use it to deceive us. Listen to this from one of our brother, what he said.
When the Fulani herdsmen entered our village, the soldiers now run. They did not even shoot even one bullet that day. They ran. So we that were outside, we look for a place to hide.
Okay.
So after everything has been done, in the morning on Sunday, we went into the area to see what has been destroyed and what has been left. After which we saw dead bodies in the area. The fertilizers that we kept in our houses, they removed it and poured it in the area. They killed some of our people and put fire on them that day.
In Nigeria,
my dad was inside the house.
And it's internal conflict, it's internal affair.
In the leader's house, the man that looks over the village, she hides in his house where he used to keep his goat. So as they went to pick the goat, they saw her inside and they killed her.
Christian Association of Nigeria. I just read that you guys have gone to the media, as expected, to dismiss the claim of Christian genocide in Nigeria.
That is it. It's a concussion given to them by Africa.
Abimbola from Christian Association of Nigeria has gone to tell the whole world that all of this is just noise. It's just some foreign actors trying to undermine the government.
The territorial integrity.
Yes, you can fight against terrorism, help and support. Let's fight terrorism, but all of this thing, it just is not true. The terrorists, they kill everybody. You know as much as I do, yes, terrorists kill everybody. They kill Christians, they kill Muslims. But there has never been
see, having big book at back of your office, okay, Chugo, our brother, could not solve the problem. Speaking big grammar is not going to stop the problem. I'm waiting for you for one place. After all this, you are big grammar. What next? You don't know. You see this document I am reading. You don't know about it. That is why what is happening, the territorial integrity, nobody will talk. Do not talk about it. That's the message I want to send to you. That is the message for you. Now listen. The territorial integrity and what can protect here. I will be. Oh God, I need laptop. If I have laptop, there is more things I could have done.
Nigeria is not a country, it's a colonial experiment. Before 1914, there was no Nigeria. What existed were nations powerful, complex, and independent. The Yoruba had their kings and sacred cities.
Did you hear that?
The House of Fulani ruled empires that stretched across the desert. The Igbo practiced one of the oldest forms of democracy. Around them were the Tiv, the Ijaw, the Edo, the Nupe, each with systems of trade, governance,
attention,
and
here's
belief.
something.
But the British
That
didn't care
link to
about this
the
history.
document I read.
In 1914, they drew lines on a map and merged over 250 nations into one colony, not for unity,
They
but
call
for
it
profit.
250 nations. That is what they say, that Igbo people we try to prove this. They told you no, do not allow them. That is why we are where we are today. Second round meeting against us. Let's continue.
They forced kingdoms that had never bowed to each other to suddenly live under one flag. That's why what we call tribal conflict today is not some ancient hatred. It's the crack in a foundation laid by colonial hands. Our ancestors were sovereign before the word Nigeria ever existed. The real question is, if outsiders wrote our borders, who will write our future?
The outsiders are in our
Nigeria is not a
borders.
country, it's a...
Do you hear it? That is why in the world they agree to maintain what? The territorial integrity, and told them, no, do not allow them to go. They are going to bring 250 nations in more in Africa. And they said, yes, so they are too democracy, they are too simple, they are too free, they like truth, they don't like injustice. No, we should not allow them to do that. We should not allow them to bring more country into us. That is why we are passing what we are passing through today. After, look at the territorial integrity, the territorial integrity of one Nigeria. Something that they protect, when they will not have interfere. By tomorrow, you will see more reason why they refuse to let Biafran people go. You will, I think the document might take us 4 or 5, 10 days. Just be patient. We do it. Yes. Look at it. Has second here working on internal affair of territorial integrity. Are you hearing it? This is territorial integrity in Nigeria, underground and bullets. Chasing the indigenous people away from their home and burning their houses. Those who got to write the UN Charter, all of you are criminal. All of you are evil-minded people. Satan is better than you people. Are you hearing the noise? You prefer this more than human life. You want this more than human life. Look at it here. This is territorial integrity. This is Nigeria. This is Biafra land. This is Biafra land. I won't tell you from where this video is from. This is Biafra land. Bombing our land with helicopter. Look at it. Look at it. Hope you're seeing it. I wish there is laptop. You have know what will bring out. Listen. Territorial integrity. Listen. Nigeria. This is gathering of the Boko Haram. This what happened yesterday. They called for another meeting, for another dialogue yesterday. See them, see as they are coming with their gun. Do you see as they are coming with their gun and bullets? Look at the place they are telling you that they value territorial integrity of Nigeria. People that are negotiating with terrorists. See as they are coming. This is the one of yesterday. Do you see how the indigenous people stand and be watching? See as they are coming. With their gun, with AK-47, they are coming 2-2. This is the territorial integrity the UN put in constitution. Look at them. They are happy as they are coming. But if I want to be anybody from Biafra army, you will see the actions. Look at it. Look at the kind of level of weapon they are coming with. Are you not seeing it? Look at it. They are coming for peace talk. Manafabu got AK-47. Fabu. Are you seeing it? Territorial integrity. This is it. This is territorial integrity in a crying in a coiderani. Live more than life. Look at it. Are you seeing this? Finland, the Holy Simon, you are protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria. This is the territorial integrity of Nigeria you are protecting. Internal affair. This is what you call internal. Look at it. Look at the level of weapon they are here with. They come 2-2. Look at they are going. ABSA rise. While the citizens, they burn down the houses of the citizens in Benue State, in Castena, in Kwara, in Makodi, in Biafra land. They are going with rice, going with money. See them going. They're gone pissed off with the Nigerian government, with the territorial integrity. The world, when I jam, they jam us. This is 21st century. We are going to destroy the UN Charter. We are going to destroy the UN Charter. Wow, happy man. Thank you so much, Shai. Oh, my sister. From where you are bringing this, may you never lack. May Elohim continue to bless you, protect you. May Elohim give you more. For facts, I don't know how to thank you. May Shko Kabiyama bless you immensely. May Almighty God bless you so much. Honestly, you just melted my heart with your bomb super chat. Thank you so much. If other people give us like this, we'll get the laptop. You know how much Apple laptop it is. Chai. Thank you so much. Let's have a phone call before we continue. Yes, Ike Jesus. Good evening from here.
Here. Good evening.
You're welcome. Please thank
you, my brother.
Thank our sister Happy Ume for wonderful big super shots. Thank her for the she always doing on this platform.
God bless you, Auntie. God bless you, Happy Ume. Everything we put here, Maji from Maji. Everything we put here, anybody ketage, anaje ketage, ni yoma jenesogi. Uzogi ni na makuku, makam ni mihu mazo, yoma jenesogi. So ezinụlọ gị ọnwụ ike anya akpọghị ihu favor ọganiru ngozi amara ga na-abụ nke gị nne m chimgozie gị chimgozie gị chimgozie gị chimgozie gị etu a ka ọ ji adị afọ oria mkpọ eke ya dịrị gị na mma ya gaziere gị may God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
My brother read TV.
My brother, go on. Fire down. Where is the open?
Nigeria, oh God. Anybody, both in Biafra land and in Nigeria, in Hausa, in Yoruba, that is talking about one Nigeria, that person will never see light of the day.
It's so.
That person will never see light of the day. Before I enter into the matter of Nigeria, I want to dread one old school. One old school that called himself Ugo 247. That he did not know in left and right. If he's hearing me, Ugo 247, you are a fool. You are nothing but a coward. He come out and be saying that Ngozi is deceiving us. That is someone else that did not know who bring Ngozi. I'm not the kind who did not know who bring Ngozi. That Ngozi is not working with the template. That they want to contest elections, governorship elections, without nobody from one house knows your governor. Who go 247 is a fool. You are nothing but a coward. Who go 247? Did you see this thing? This thing, Chinonso is showing right now. Why would you talk about it? Who got 247? Why would you leave and go to the bed? Make it a 50 first they go.
Now we in the deceive. We when we dey put money, now we in the deceive, not you. We go 247. Shame to you. You are idiots. To come out in social media by telling us that industries nobody knows her. We go 247. What is the template? We go 247. Did you understand the language of politics? We go 247. What is the language of politics? We go 247. I want you to come and explain the way of politics. We go 247. What is the diplomatic? We go 247. You are nothing but a coward. You are idiot. We have respected you enough, but you don't want to respect yourself. We go 247. What is your problem? You say you were supposed to go see. Come and stop because you want that thing go and speak from you. You are just sitting around the bush. What is the politics? How they do you to follow politics? Do you know about politics? We go 247. As I'm talking to you tonight, if nobody knows how to thank him, somebody to thank you go 247. That you can even say that he's a coward. You are nothing but a coward. What are you going to expose again? He's contesting a government. Nobody knows. What is the problem there? Because when we do referendum, because how did they do a referendum? Referendum for it. How did they do it? Because 247 is not the same thing. We go 247. You are idiot. We have rejected you. I know this thing he was detected for this. I never subscribe in this thing because I never lost it. Because I know that a day will come. My spirit is always telling me a day will come that you become a coward. And you become a coward. We go 247. I thought you think that is your problem right now. Then you leave him go alone. Let him continue deceiving us. We love that he's deceiving. We want to die with her. We go 247. You that know how to do it. Come and do it. Let us see. Are you not a man? Are you not a man? Where are you when God declared Biafra on 29th of November 2024? Are you not a man? Are you not in the cabinet? Where are you when someone else has said that Ngozi is a storage debt? Where are you when someone else has said that Ngozi is the chief of staff? Where are you? Are you not a man? Are you not a man? You are nothing but idiot. You are a coward. You are a coward. You are a coward. If you want to, why you call? I put it through the wrong way, you remember? But it's better than your people. If it is a foreigner, the foreigner will not die. Let us continue with that 419. Why would you go and rest and live up with Ngozi Odabeso? Why are you dragging somebody that is not dragging you? Are you not ashamed? Old fool like you. Dragging a woman that doesn't think whether you exist. Before I can ask now why you want to talk, why you want to talk. Now why you want to talk, who want to old fools and what I could call. Are you not a man? Why would you come and speak under the candle? Not the show where it is. Show where they stand. Where are you? Are you not a man? We do not have a man again, or I know what they're working at people. Here you want a book.
Mba anyị ya anyị nwere ụmụ nwoke ọ bụrụ ma ndị nke ugo
I never go with it. He was a peace. Big blood. Big blood. Carry was in an evil. Who was going to cook Africa wine? Carry a wine. He was in an evil. Who was going to plan? Who was going to plan? Who was you people? People have come with them. We are follow. Anyone make it done and I make it done.
He said, Kaha Halage, he said,
I never go with them, we don't have play again. Automatically, they're going to the canoe. No men have come out and speak. You go too far than the other one you need it. No, so other one you need it. No, don't go to make mistake. Then go to make mistake. You are a fool who go too far seven. Come that fire you. It cannot be well with you. What is the problem? This is what they're doing. All problems. No, the opposite is problem. You go to somebody, tell me whoever in your family that to fuck people more through the time of Biafra. You guys are not people more.
Yella, boy, me. Dans la plateforme.
You guys are not. Who have died your family? If I have not lost anybody from my family because of this and paper, two nana, my son and lost his two legs in one leg. Through the time of people war, 1967. I have lost two of my brothers. Some that fire you. What is your brother? If I just say yes, I probably want to kill us to Yarinike. That's not what they say.
Hey! Ugi Bolo Wagi.
The thing is for the cabinet, the woman has not come out one day. Talk about you. You only want someone to talk to me that talk about this woman. Hey! You friend of Wagi. Shut for you. Old school like you. It cannot be one with you. Who will tell you her? Who wants them on my people? Let me know to them go who want to get the people. Come back for fire on you.
You say, oh. You say?
Who will tell you all the calamity you know this community? We think that you don't know. We know all of this. I got over.
I got the mind. Had I not come at last? Njaramana kwa na beni bazo.
My brother,
thank you so much, my brother.
I'm sorry for
No.
the way I'm standing.
There is not sorry I'm sorry
Yes,
about.
sir.
Listen to me. Listen to me, my brother. Ike Jesus.
I'm pouring my heart.
Me
Because
too.
these people-
I never see you go 247 this video.
They have done my wife.
Man, how we man?
They have planned that plan.
Oh no, go 247. If we would analyze you go 247, no problem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Here we do it raw the way it is. How can you work it? I don't romance word if you really watch me. I say my word the way it is and the way it comes. That is me. That is who I am. Ugo 247 was a man I respect so much. Who even showed me how to scream. Live program. Ugo 247. I want to remind you one before I go further because a man that I took advice from him, one foreign man from America, who commented on my page, and I decided to go down to find who he is. So I start using his name to search on YouTube, Facebook, Google, Twitter. I got him. So I emailed him, and I started asking him question. He said that the Biafran people will focus on internal conflicts within ourselves more than what will bring Nigeria down. Now, that when we are ready, that Biafran people will take their freedom. Now, how many platforms are in just internal conflict? Now, the world, the man and down one, those are doing that thing. Now, Fab rebel. And when saying why we are doing that, they are doing to change our people's mind Why na inchani na manga zuwa meje wata di Biafra. Not few people in Nigeria were here. Now our constitution will force our people to obey by force. And you see what I'm doing? This is only the aspect I think I can do. I can do everything, I can analyze every video. But that should be by the grace of God. With the super chat we are getting, with those that are supporting, and also some promises we have, by next week when we help us, we will get it. Then we will be doing in between everything. We might take 2 hours, go for read our documents. We will take 30 minutes, analyze some inconsequential video coming from Go 247. A man, I call my role model. I denounce you, Go 247. From that day, I opened my mouth and told you on your platform publicly everywhere that you are my role model. You are my role model. I denounce you from today. I cursed that day. I think when I was in Biafra land, I called you, give you information. I cursed that day. You're not a man. I will never have anything to do with you except to join hand to destroy you, Go 247. Bring the government. Continue. I denounce Go 247. I call him my role model. Go and check some of his videos, some of my video on my own. If I'm doing on my own, I will tell you how Go 247 help me to build this platform up. But today, because of lies and the nonsense he is doing, we Go 247. I denounce you being my role model. God to fear. I regret that day. No, na Biafra na working a phone. Na working and damn na Biafra to Nanka Nigeria. I reject it. I curse you. The way Master the Kano, the way Master Simon cut his passport of one Nigeria is the way I cut ties with you, Go 247. I shall say the truth at all time about you, and I shall be here in a due time to put you in shame. No, but so be it. Let us go into Nigeria. Let us go into Nigeria. What Nigeria is all about. The so-called territorial integrity. The so-called territorial integrity of Nigeria. We must stand up at all times to defend this government. We must. If you are not defending this government, you are doing your own. Look at the problem we face. To Go 247, leave it. Listen to this. If you are, I will be repeating this video every day. This is another where the problem is. Why they gang up against us. Listen.
Did in the first war. Now the stakes are higher. The price is huge. Syria to Europe is nearing completion. The critical part is to connect it to Igbo. Gas deposits in the world. Buhari gas deposits in the world. Buhari signed the gas away as collateral for loan and used the money partly to develop other parts of Nigeria and partly to fund Fulani herds to prepare them for full-scale invasion and take over of Nigeria without investing any of the money in Igbo land where the gas is. To connect the pipeline to the primary source in Igbo land and continue to cheat them of their resource is not going to be easy. So the plan is to destabilize the region. It's been long in the making. This is an agreement with major Western powers. The first phase, flooding the region with killer herdsmen and killing young men of the region by mercenaries of one bloated militant, have had limited success. The second phase has
this is the territorial integrity. This is the territorial integrity of the so-called Nigeria we are protecting. Killing of the young men. A well-orchestrated plan. That is what you are. This is your territorial integrity. Thunder will fire territorial integrity.
Tested, flooding the region with herdsmen in the guise and in the midst of IDP. Very soon, the Igbo will be painted in orchestrated write-ups all over the world as people unwelcoming to refugees and IDP. There will then be a massacre of IDP.
Remember, when Britain told us that they will grant the Biafran people that they will grant us an asylum in Britain. That this is the plan of that asylum you had that time. And because of Ugo 247 has got asylum in Spain, that he's no longer coming back in Biafra land. That is what we're doing. They have used the name of the straw. Check all of them who have used this Biafra movement to get asylum. They are all deviated. You hear it here. In England, they said from the Queen of Elizabeth's house, they told us that they want to grant Igbos asylum in UK. Is it not true? That this is the asylum. Because to make oil, and because of this oil from day one, that is why they are gathering against us. We go 247 and want to go spend passports under Biafra name. That is why he was messing up today. Because once they got it, okay, change here. Or we go second country, or we live house, Ebuji and we go 247 and they go prepared. No one now, they go Ebuji and one cemetery near. That is why he's doing what he's doing. And you also know that his students are not coming back in Biafra land. Because all of them has become indigenous of Spain. So all BQ go 247. Or here now feel. More game will be on our bambo. But before I play this video, let me do small something on Ugo 247 this night. Ugo 247, you are the most useless and senseless human being in Fugro. No, with your here. Let me recall our people's mind. Ugo 247 no with your battle here. Chiamaka Jerry divert ya Jerudu. Jechi Idu Bata. Come back from Idu Nation here. Chiamaka Jerry. You know the Queen of Idu now? Remember me his name, the name of that woman, Queen of Idu? Chiamaka Jerry went with. Then when Chiamaka Jerry come back, let me tell you this. When I was pleading for Chiamaka Jerry to be forgiven, with Ugo 247, Nelly, yes, divine, thank you. Ugo 247 told me, no, they don't want Chiamaka Jerry, that you should go. If Abatobie forgive, he will not be happy with Abatobie. Ugo 247 come and deny that he did not tell me this 3 years ago when Chiamaka Jerry, or 4 years ago when Chiamaka Jerry comes back. Mazi Osno Okonkwo, I hope you remember Osno Okonkwo, was the one I called. We put Ugo 247 through and told him, you have to forgive Chiamaka Jerry. And now that Abatobie started newly, that we needed their voice. One note, one man and down. I'm not an outsider. What is Siman Siobo today? We go 247. Eba go 24. Eba Kambo. Eba Kiken Guru. He make a Siman Siobo. He gave for one day. So this Ugo 247 will be your job from day one. Also, Niama Chiamaka Jerry. Nukenya Abatra. Go take a position again. Now, in that order of position, Ugo 247 on here. Chiamaka Jerry Chabata. Any deputy information minister. Many Ugo 247. Obudezio and all the intelligent. It's not the truth. Ugo 247 go Ezioku, all the intelligence, all my Abatobie in that position, being from that time of Abatobie, no deviate here. I will say you to one. Then on Noequa, or Bronya who deviate training, but what Abatobie matter of names, what Abatobie Bonori, what Abatobie Osno Conco, yes. The most truthful man that time who go to for Bosno Conco. Very truthful human being and very straight. And the day being an obi. Osno Okonkwo pleaded Ugo 247 on behalf of Chiamaka Jerry coming back with Gaddafi. I know the story very well because now I pleaded, I called. Ugo 247 when I travel new import, I just number of Ugo 247 connected me back to Simon Eba. I talked about Tobie direct. I called Ugo 247. Ugo 247 connect Oba Tobie. I speak to my Simon by the time here, this country where I am today. When I called on his program, he dressed me as one of the gallant men. You all remember. So I am there. But I'm not in the government, but I am very close to many of them. So I will get information. But I don't talk. This to go 247 not there. Chiamaka Jerry Edivate here. Lotta. Obato Obi every position here. So now and you go 247. On a we no be. Kemba and yanka. Then Obato Obi have one problem. We go 247. Call on Malagalab last time. I think I will look for it. I think I record it. Let God help me. Go on Okadi. Go on me go 247 na Akrom. I record my record for reason. And I will record my own. This will go 247 with Ogo see I anime or watching me on me or taba. Walking me out will go 247. Nia. And when help us about to be area. Then about to be a MIRS or the payment take over. A woman, Mama, the woman can respect to me by now. Despite not that woman, they will go 247. My doctor, you say I will remember my word for them because I feel better. Or just now, wrong we are and be near Diego. We go 247 on here, and yet she had their position. We go 247 up here. He was there. We go 247 was there. What will be my issue? Any idea somebody in the government with him we go 247 now or you know get you deputy secretary deputy position on our job. A woman no barrier. Nia will come go to our best the Kenya my piece of the gods. All we have you will go 247 nothing. Because all the abo no to abatra. Na chimaka jera Paul again. Nia wa got in that position. Or na ekwesi osim na ekwesiri inya yawa. Ki are in charge of social media. Mobu na enyi ha Dr. Agi. Then Dr. Agi we egwu ya. Ki ifu ebe smoke us we Dr. Agi now to we had meeting with you go 2,000 and Dr. Agi edru munwe. Let me tell you how kai have meeting with you go 247 with Dr. Agi. Exodus, Biafras TV. Read Biafras TV more. Rose, Kai Reports, Humble Lion, Ada Simon, Ezekuna Song. This guy over 8 or 4 which will go 247 and Dr. Agi in a meeting. Or not, we here comes Dr. Agi na in against your book. Nation goes at a best as you go 247. By you go 247. Now again one that you told them goes at a best. Can you go bro your own assistant? Who are you to choose? Yeah, the same that happened and it happened to us. When they give you, bring your brother or someone who will be obeying you. Because of the Dr. rejected all the appeal of Dr. Agi. Appeal of Dr. Agi to Dr. Can you go 247? The government charge. Now how need those who are more versatile to be in the position. And like someone like me, now me in another position because now I need now that we are country. Now I need them go marry a dove. Those who speak English because freedom speaks English. Document saying go it's not in English about freedom. If I'm not doing my program in English, how can that big man who comes to my program yesterday comes in and write a comment? And I find him to ask questions. Because of that, then the problem that faces Ugo 247 about Agi, Ugo 247, to avoid creating enmity. So Dr. Dia will go 247. Near one goes on a base in many occasions. Call negative position as a assistant yawa. How could you, now that we're in a government, now that we're a country, that you are the one to decide who will be under you? Imagine a Keba. All way back, Mr. This is from where everything starts happening, my people. This is from where everything started happening. That is why you still go 247 war at his age now, social media. That is why. Tell me where is his fault for the Muslim. We want to maintain, we don't want to build another Nigeria in Biafra. We want to build a conduct method of the standard of America, where all of them are. And you need those who can pilot their fare. We go 247. After Freeman's assignment of 5 years, why in a man's assignment had the one of the most important positions in Nigeria? We go 247. I'm asking you. We go 247. Why not about to be able to have position in or now it's an issue position. Get it behind again now. The template must change now that we are a country. I will tell you, we are on this document I am reading. Out of them question Jota, as Biafran people. And what they give us as what we do is what the government is doing right now. To be social media. This is where we do social media. Now I fight for my own freedom. Now we have a government. That is what gives me morale. What they give us to do, now that we have officially declared Biafra, we now have re-declared Biafra again, what we should do, they give it to us. And that is what the government is doing. That is the template. I want to remind our Mike back. If you go 247 was members of DOS, he will be waiting for Massacre to come out, organ on the ground with DOS. That is why he fall apart. I say my own way is straight. So look at you go 247. Go 247 or he see an apota. When your madness stop is where my own madness will start where you are. I just believe in you. Let me build up my page. Can get men cheap in the beginning you scream. Where now wagge wabo. Look at you. You go to if they not drag a woman, not even your fellow man. Even the others IPOB one Nigeria, how many of them have you seen? Right goes on a bedroom worker. You go 247 in a drag a woman, Eula, what they want no. If Reggie I hold it there. Let us continue, my people.
The same planners, and it will be blamed on the Igbo, paving the way for full-scale military invasion. The refusal to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is part of it, and if he is released, he would be assassinated, either by the gun, to be blamed on rival pro-Biafran groups, or by the slow poison they have been administering on him. Both Britain and the US are part of this plan, and they are not ready to let up. It all boils down to the resource called gas. They must have it by all means, as an alternative to the Russian gas that has become a problem to them. They know that the Igbo are no pushover, hence the systematic weakening of Igbo cohesion and the grand plan. For such a plan to succeed, a high-level insider is needed. That is where a Southeast governor is playing his inglorious part. Pope Uzodimma is judicially imposed on his state, and he knows that once his term finishes, he cannot step foot into his state, even into his village where he has massacred several people. This governor is the one facilitating everything. He paved the way for Buhari to start the plan, and he has continued with the present federal government. He will be rewarded with a relocation to the UK or to any other European city of his choice. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is the most strategic politician to come out of Nigeria. He is positioning the Yoruba. Once the war starts in the southeast, the north will depend on him and his people for the continuation of any semblance of Nigeria. The north needs an outlet to the sea. They need Nigeria, in whatever form. Whether Nigeria survives in any form or not, the Yoruba would be strengthened by taking over the spaces both in the literal and other sense vacated by the Igbo. This is what the Yoruba did in the First War. Now the stakes are higher, the price is huger, and the eyes are more opened. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to play the political chess. and all these are related. Know this as a given. Thank you for watching. Please follow us for more updates.
I hope you
gas
listen to
pipeline
this.
from Nigeria.
This is the problem. And this is why they want to grant asylum to the Igbo people in all over the world. So we can evacuate from our land, so they will take it over. And they're using what they use. They use hope of them who go 247. Biafra is unite. What is their gentle butos and their makeup? That is those they use to accomplish this mission. But I thank God that people like you and the community will refuse, and we stand up with our government. Look at the problem that we face. Remember the document we read and compare it with this one. Is there anything different? I told you we are going to be connecting the dots. The Nigeria territorial integrity. They see Nigeria, they see our oil. That is when they start building these laws. When they see us as Indibo, they come in, they study us from far, and they start making this law against us. In Nigeria, they make law newly that if they catch you in protest, it's life imprisonment of 50 years. If you are 50, they'll give you more 50. Do you see how everything is? They're planning to work against us. That is why you must stand up now. I ask a question. Now that we have declared it, they said declaration is a fundamental step to achieve a new country. There is a way. After this heavy darkness, there must be light. After this heavy rain, there must be a sunshine. The sunshine is United States of Biafra. The light is United States of Biafra. That is the light of the world. And they blind that light. Because if we build a Biafra, they give us free hand, we are free. Give it 10 years, we become the world power, because we will make everybody to feel comfortable for you to know this world is for you to live. That is why God created the world in the first place, for us to live here. As God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, did God remove the empty land? As God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, did he remove the empty land and take it away? That place, Sodom and Gomorrah, or heaven from up to down, is it not a land there? Is it not water there? Is it not trees there? You must think. This miracle, you don't know the name of that miracle that the world are fighting against. Remember what they fight about Jesus Christ. Exactly what we are fighting today. The same way, do you see it? The same way people gathered said, leave Barabbas for us and kill Jesus Christ. In the same way, our forefathers in Africa gathered and said, no, we will not allow them, because we bring the light. Mazen Nandekano, Ihenka Africa. Simon Heba, Ihenka, the light of Africa. Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, the light of Africa. United States of Biafra, and including you, we are the light of Africa. We will never. And look at this white man told you, they know that Igbos are not pushed over. How? Do you see how they value? Do you see they study us? They know what we can do. My people, they know what we can do. So I plead on you because of my time. If you want to call, you are free to call. We have more 10 minutes. Please, if you want to call to make a suggestion, you are free to make a suggestion. I never know I will be here up to 3 hours. I thought I would spend 1 hour 30 minutes because I have morning shifting tomorrow. I just came back from work. I seated here. I just came back from work, take my shower, remove my uniform and sit here. I'm telling you gospel truth. I never know I will be here for 3 hours, but we have to do this. If you want to call, you are free on number +9 7 33 60 51 337. Again, +7 +9 7 33 60 51 337. That's the number to call. God will save us. He must save us. This is the protest that is going on. This is the protest. We must continue, please.
Hello, beautiful family. How are you all doing?
Thank you for the love and the support.
So, my beautiful people, today
I fight for people I know and people I don't know.
That is, you know who is talking.
Nigeria.
That's why he's a politician. Why what we do is important? This is what international law call political pressure.
Demand for their own dignity.
Political what? Pressure. That is why it's welcomed.
We are not here.
And that's why I call on Biafras in North, Biafras in Abuja, to match with him.
They have committed a crime. As far as we know, and as far as they know, Nnamdi Kanu has not committed a crime known to law. If he did, they would have committed.
His crime is being an Igbo man. Sorry, let me pause it. The crime of Nnamdi Kanu is being an Igbo man. That people that said, do not allow them to be a country. If they are a country, they are going to create more countries in Africa. They are going to give people more freedom. They are too democracy. Everything about them is democracy. That's what it is. EJ, you're welcome. Good evening from here. The only way Nnamdi Kanu still remain, you already know it. Between our exposition on this platform, you can see it. And from today, we will change our program every time on exposition. I think it's worth that. I think it's worth changing our program exposition on this document, exposition on this, and that. I think it's a high time we start doing that. The reason why Nnamdi Kanu is being there, they have told you, that is what the white man told you, that is what the document told you, because of he's an Igbo man. And they are afraid of him. See, the whites are afraid of you. You have had it today from this document. By the time we finish this particular session 1 and 2, then you may understand more things. Why what we are passing through, that is what we are passing through right now. It's not that started today. The entire Africa, except only 4 countries in Africa, stood up and said, no, we are not part of this. That is why they give us recognition. Only 4 out of 54. And look at it. They said that the Biafran people, the Igbo people, could have created more country in Nigeria. If they allow us, by now you could have Biafra. You have Oduduwa. You have so-called North. Even people of Benue might decide to be on their own as a country. It's allowed. So 4 countries could have merged and joined the 54 in Africa. It become 58. How many numbers of countries made up of Europe? How many made up of Asia? Then you check how many made up of Africa. You see that we had the Anabiaka. But the time has come to do exposition on everything.
But even a shred of evidence is not available in any courtroom in Nigeria. Since they started this case, I think they have only one witness so far. And the only witness that came, his testimony was that he didn't find Nnamdi Kanu with anything. And let me tell you, some of you may not have heard this before. In 2019, a secret charge was filed against me and Nnamdi Kanu together. That we are trying to overthrow the government, that we killed some policemen. They could not even arrange for it because it never existed. It existed only in their imagination. And so let's even talk about what they did this day. 3 days ago, Tinubu pardoned some of the best, I would say the best criminals. The best and the best. 53 drug dealers. You know when you are president.
3 days ago, Tinubu pardoned 53 drug dealers. He pardoned a lot of people 3 days ago, Tinubu. But Nnamdi Kanu is still in dungeon. On Friday, a lot of pardon happened in Nigeria. Even Boko Harams. But Nnamdi Kanu is still in dungeon. Because of what? He is the business. Nnamdi Kanu is the territorial integrity of Nigeria, one Nigeria. Do not release him. If Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu today, they will take him off from the seat and they will kill him. This is what is happening. That is why you must support the government for us to seek this national recognition by force. Then we will be free. We will come out like every other heroes who fought for freedom of his people.
One of the worst kidnappers in this country was pardoned.
Do you hear it? One of the worst kidnappers. A woman who killed the husband was pardoned on Friday. 3 days ago.
High-profile criminals. The lawmaker who collected bribes in his car by Farouk was pardoned.
Okay.
We are here debating that somebody who didn't commit a crime should not be let go. What we are asking for is very, very straight. We want an unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. No condition attack. Not even a shorty. Because last time that they asked him to go and bring shorty, he still went, drove him out of his house, killed people there. They arrested the shorty at Abaribe. I was staying in Abaribe's DSS bed after they have released him. Most people did not know he was arrested and detained for several months because they kept it secret. That's why we are not providing any shorty this time. No more victimization of anybody. But we are going to make this happen on October 20th, 2025. Next Monday. We are going to seek your assistance, support. Yes, the location is the Central Business District in Abuja. But the gathering point is the Unity Fountain. But in case they want to play funny, we have several other gathering places. We must make it to Aso Rock that day. I heard that Tinubu has traveled abroad, but I hope he will come back before then. Time is 7 a.m. and I'm glad that we are in a furniture place. We will need some 2x2, not to kill person, it's to carry placards. Because we want to carry placards. It's a peaceful demonstration. Completely peaceful. In fact, our lawyers are written to the Inspector General of Police. Even though it is our right to protest without contacting the police. But we have done it so that they will say they are not aware. So we also urge you, every Monday, for a long time, markets were shutting down in this country. And we want the markets to take a break next Monday, just for Nnamdi Kanu. This is the last Monday we are going to go on break for him. Let's do it for our brother Nnamdi Kanu. But it's not just to shut down the market, we want you to come to peaceful protests. So that we'll have the largest number gathered in Abuja on that day, Monday 20th. If you're on Twitter, it's MNNK20, October 20, MNNK, October 20. Free Nnamdi Kanu is the hashtag, unconditional. And we have also invited all the Southeastern leaders, governors, House of Rep members. They have been seeing my post. And some of them have kept what they call radio silence. They will say that they want Nnamdi Kanu to release during the day, at night they want to meet Tinubu, don't release them. That is why you are seeing them playing this game. And this has nothing to do whether you are Igbo, Yoruba or Hausa. This is about justice. Because you know they have been putting around narrative. Yoruba, the Shore is a Yoruba man. Don't trust him. You understand? I don't even know where I come from. Come from there. But I know that I'm a citizen of the world and I believe in justice. The only tribe I belong to is the tribe of justice. So I also want to notice that as soon as we leave this place, two things will happen. They will call your leaders to a meeting. I should not go. And then they will be discouraging people. Don't go. Some people come and say that they have heard that police has been deployed. They just distribute bullets now. All this is a lie. It's because they are afraid. But we have said one last thing to them. You have a chance to release Nnamdi Kanu before the 20th. So if you are worried about us coming to Aso Rock, release him before the 20th. We will find something else to do on the 20th. I always have something to do. I have extras to do, extras to do on the 20th. So you can help yourself by releasing him now. You can get the call now that he's been released. We start jubilating. You know they do party this whole weekend. So that is our message to you. And And we hope to see you on Monday. Thank you so much.
So we support the protest because of it's all about political words, pressure. We need all these things. And even I said also, our government can also organize political protests. It's all about political, that is multiple dimension. It's all about political protests. The government has right also, if they want to organize protests in Embassy of Finland in America, it's also welcomed. We need to carry everything along because of the haters of the Biafran people. The haters of the Igbo people are too many people. And in Africa, they hate us. I want to play you that particular document again before we close this program. After that document, we are going to call it a day. I want to play that document so for you to understand what we are passing through, that it did not start today. That is why I want to play the document again. So please, bear with me as we are about to play the document more, so that we may understand why we are here and what is happening to us. That is well orchestrated plan against us, that we should never allow it to exist. That we must destroy it. We must what? We must destroy all this evil gathering, all this evil plan they have against us. We must destroy it. How can we destroy it? Is by only doing what? Supporting United States of Biafra as your own country, as a new country. That is the only way that we, the Biafran people, are going to stop this. If we did not join hands together, we will never stop it. Please subscribe, like, and share as you come. Listen to these documents. You will see how they are planned for us from day one till today. What we are passing through did not start today. The world hate us as Igbo. The world hate us as Biafran. This is something that you must understand. Listen to this, my people.
That is the central philosophical and legal conflict at the heart of nearly every secessionist movement, and the answer, in practice, leans toward a painful yes in the absence of a clear path to independence. The conflict you raise is between two core principles of modern international law. 1. Territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. 2. Self-determination of peoples and human rights, Article 1.2 of the UN Charter and various covenants.
If you are just joining us, we are proving to you that the UN Charter and the world prefer territorial integrity of a country like Nigeria, value them more than human life. Now I prefer, now I Biafran people away. Boya, Biafra, Boya Nigeria, internal affair, than that we are existing. They value that Nigeria to be together more than we, more than human being. That is document we are reading to you. So pay attention, so you may listen to it very well and understand it.
Legal default, stability first. In general, the existing international legal system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and regional stability. Preventing war. The primary purpose of emphasizing territorial integrity is to prevent wars between states. If international borders are easily changed, it is feared that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos. The African precedent. As discussed with the Igbo case, African leaders collectively agreed to uphold colonial borders, UTI possidetis juris, to prevent the collapse of their newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic civil wars. This principle places the stability of the entire region above the desires of any single ethnic group for secession. 2. The human rights challenge, remedial secession. However, the question of human life and rights introduces a major exception in legal theory, known as remedial secession. This doctrine argues that the right to territorial integrity is not absolute, and must yield when a state grossly violates human rights, commits systematic and grave abuses, such as ethnic cleansing, genocide, or widespread persecution against a distinct group of people on an identifiable territory, denies internal self-determination, completely refuses to allow the group a meaningful exercise of their rights, participation or autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into a perpetual oppressed minority. In such a scenario, secession is viewed as a last resort remedy, remedial secession. The logic is that the state has forfeited its moral and political claim to the territory by attacking its own people. The problem in practice. While the principle of remedial secession is intellectually compelling and has been cited to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan, it is not a clearly established rule of international law. States reject it. Most sovereign states vehemently reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secessionist movements within their own borders. The Igbo-Biafra context. During the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbo side argued they were victims of genocide and that the principle of remedial secession applied. However, due to the established UTI Possidetis principle, geopolitical interests, and the fear of setting a dangerous continental precedent, the international community largely failed to recognize Biafra. In summary, principle, primary goal, international legal status, territorial integrity, global and regional stability, non-violence, the default rule for all recognized states, right to leave/human life, protection of a distinct group from oppression, an exception, remedial secession, but not a clear legal right. Therefore, the international community often chooses the path of stability and territorial integrity, the legal default, over validating a unilateral claim to secession, the human right of exit, even when human rights concerns are severe.
I hope you heard it clearly, that they choose territorial integrity first, more than human being. Could you imagine? And you had it here, that in Africa, they gathered together and said, no, do not allow Igbos to have their own country. That if they have it, they are going to make every country to be free in the world. And nobody will be giving each other command. That is what happened. I hope you had it clearly here. We will continue from tomorrow. Remember where we stop. We'll stop on number 2. Today we deal with number 1. So we are going to be going down gradually until we finish this document of Africa and the world of Europe. Why they hate the Biafran people. The so-called UN Charter. You had it. Yes, you are right. The so-called UN Charter. You are right. The so-called, they valued integrity of a country. They valued country name more than people living inside that country. That is why you see what is happening. Our own did not start today. They use us as Igbo people to deceive the entire Africa. That is why in 1960, out of 64 countries in Africa, only 4 people, only 4 countries organize us. They choose, yes, EJ, they choose territorial integrity more than human being. More than human being's life. Not only the worst part is that they use Africa against us. They use us against Africa. They told them, do not let them have freedom. If they have their own country, they will produce small country in Africa. That these people, that they are democrats on their own. That they don't believe, they want everybody to stay on their own. That they are too simple. They stand on the truth. Do not allow them. They will make Africa look porous. They will make many countries to come out in Africa. That is where the problem starts. The problem did not start here. I told you one thing. Do you remember of Aghidu Noba? The Aghidu Noba. They could make war. When they tested and said they cannot penetrate, they went to colonize with other Africans to tell them, these people, That is why Mazen told you that when he walked to the UN to submit this Biafra movement, that they stood up and walked away and said no, they turned back and said no. Because those people are those who colluded, who know this document, as I'm reading today, that they have told Africa, do not allow Biafra to exist. Do not allow them to be a country. But today, we have become a country, whether they like it or not. Thank you so much for coming. You are late. Please, my people, this is where we are going to end this program tonight. We have spent roughly how many hours? We have spent 3 hours and day. And I have work tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. So I have only some hours to sleep. We will continue tomorrow. Please, just look out. The same time you see me today, before more than that, will be coming only once in a day, depending on my job. I am doing 14 hours job. I believe that you see here. So after that, I must come here also. So you check how many hours. We don't have time to sleep anymore because, and there is no people. Ni for couple money ashore the amber. The imagine exposition hand out. Now I seek international advice from a well powerful man. Or we're going to have our problem. Also, our problem. Now here rapidly Nigeria exposed, rapidly Africans exposed how they colluded in the beginning to kill us. Now here when I went internal conflict, now us here behind past the email. Yeah, and do what they can serious. I said, wow. Is what it is. So my people, thank you so much. We are going to end it up here. Please stay stable, stay courageous, be strong. We are there. Chukwu Okabiam is with us. Ogadra Nama. Our sister Happy Ume and the Flora. Asim Kachukwu Okabiam my primi here niile. Onye anyị na-akpọkọ otu bụ ya zuwa na asaa ka ọ gozie ọnụ mmaji kwuru mmaji ka onye ụnụ ogologo narị isi ike nyezie ụnụ ihe akụ akụ nye ụnụ ihe enwe enwe. Ụnụ ga-adị ndụ hụ Biafra, ụnụ ga-azụ ụmụ na azụ ụnụ. Onye ọ na-atụ ụnụ aka ọjọọ ọ bato senda ka ọ ga-abụrụ. Onye ahụ na-atụ ofu n'ebe ụnụ nọ ịnọ ndị ọzọ na-atụ ya. O jiri egbu ụnụ ga-egbu onwe ya. O ji ụgbọ azụ na-adịka na ọ ga-egbu onwe ya. O ji ụsọ ịkpa ga-egbu onwe ya. Ugo 247 na ịkpadoro igbu onwe gị na nke ikpeazụ a. Echirela mbụ gị onwe gị. Mbụ dị ka agbara Ugo 247 ịdọrọ agbara gị onwe gị. Gịnị ihe ọjọọ mebe na ndụ gị niile. Ebe bụ na nwaanyị ka ị na-achụ. Ị ga-amara na nwaanyị bụ ihe ha si na nkiri ka a na-ekiri ododo na eji ododo eli ozu. Go 247 ihe ọjọọ isi ya mee ngozi abịazi ya mee gị 7 times times 7 times in a day. When they chigata azụ na-asị biko Happy Ume ebe isi weta ego iji onye super chat iji wee kwado platform a. Ọ fọrọ ihe ma bụ na by special grace of God asụmụ Biafra na-ekwu aka ọzọ. O nwere ka anyị chọrọ na platform a. Ọ ga-aga anyị na mma anyị wee nweta ezu ihe anyị na-achọ n'ime next week. Anyị bịakwa here anyị ama nje the program a ga-eweta prezident ụmụ Biafra ha na-ekwe ihe ha gbara mbọ ka enweta na the laptop na ego ezuola. Onye na anyị for super chat jekwa for personal call ọ fọrọ ka o zuo. Ekelekwa ndị ile ndị bụ ụzọ eme ndị sama akpọrọ ha afa. Ekelekwa m ụnụ siri ọ ga-agachi na mma n'otu n'otu. Ihe ụnụ na-achọkwa ụnụ ga-achọta, ụnụ jebe ụnụ ga-ejeru, ụnụ laba ụnụ ga-alarụ ụmụ Biafra niile. Chukwu Okabiam ma ya ayọ gị sị gị ụzọ ọbụla nke anyị si mehie gị biko gbaghara ma gozie anyị. Wee na ihe ndị a niile wee na-asị gị ka nekwa ụmụnna ndị na super chat n'abalị ya ndị na-akwado platform a kemgbe anyị wee bido site na from day one wee ruo ugbu a ndị na-etinye ego na platform a. Asị gị biko ebe ha si wepụta ihe ahụ otu ụzọ gozie ya ogbe asaa ka ị ga-agozi ya. Ihe ọbụla ha tiri aka gị na-eweta ego ha ji ihe bụ na ha jiri ndị mmadụ eji ego lọta ha ga-eji ego lọta n'ihi na ha na-asọpọtụ ebe ga-esi wee bulite eziokwu ka mba ụwa mara ihe na-eme anyị. Ya ka anyị pụtara ka anyị bịa mee ewesinyekwu anyị nwee ike n'onwe anyị nye anyị ike nye anyị amamihe iji wee na-aga n'ihu. Ihe ile aka anyị rịọta n'abalị a wee rịọ gị na-asị gị nwa arịrịọ anyị ma zaa anyị ma nye anyị recognition ka ewepụta Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ka ewepụta Maazị Simon Ekpa ka anyị weleghachi na wee gaa mezie ala wee fee wee gbara egwu ọṅụ. Chukwu Chukwu Okabiam gị kere anyị imeela ka mbọ niile nke mba ụwa gbara ka e were anyị n'ọkwe ihe ọmụmụ ihi na ị na-adị ndụ. Ebe ị na-adị ndụ anyị ga-adị ndụ. Wee sị gị biko nụ isi ala anyị gị ka anyị kpọrọ ya wee sị gị n'abalị ya chebe anyị ka anyị wee hie ma bilie ụtụtụ echi wee mekwa ihe dị mma. Chebekwa ndị nọ n'ọrụ, chebe ndị nọ n'ụzọ ije. Anyị ọbụla ga-eji ndụ lọta. Ị ga-eji ndụ chọrọ anyị ọjị. Anyị ga-adị ka osisi nkwụ ihi na ahụ kwuru arụ osisi nkwụ ụnụ ya osisi bụ na-atụ nge anyị agaghị agbọ ka mgbọ na osisi mgbọ na-agbọ ka iyi abalị na-asọ ree. Anyị ụmụ Biafra otu a ka anyị bụ achara a na-egbu anyị a na-eto. Anyị wee rịọ ihe a niile wee sị gị biko mere gosipụta ozugbo nsọ gị n'abalị agwa Chukwu Okabiam ise. From me, from here, it is a wonderful night. Good night, my people. Thank you so much for being here. Have a nice day.